Now. Alright. Let me get in character. Fuck. Okay. Fuck. Hi, everyone. This is the Sheep and Friends podcast. Today is kind of a special episode where we are going to... Well, I am going to be trying to describe the plot of Kingdom Hearts the best way I can, and these guys, hopefully, will get something out of it. Since the new Kingdom Hearts game, Melody of whatever the fuck is coming out, which has no importance to the plot until you beat the game, which then you unlock a 5-minute cutscene, which will explain, I don't know, maybe something.
Is that shit a rhythm game?
Yeah, it's a rhythm game, but it's important to the plot. Everything is important to the plot in Kingdom Hearts. As soon, you will understand. Every single fucking game. If you miss a fucking game, you're lost. There's no chance of you recovering. But we're gonna get into that. So let me.
You can't see it, but I'm rolling my eyes
Let
a
me introduce our guests here. All right, so we have our co-host here. Oh fuck! Which one? I guess they're both co-hosts.
Which one?
Because all right, this one's more nerd.
You really want to start the podcast again with Julian?
No. Because this one's more a nerd one. But you know what? Fuck it. Both of you are co-hosts. All right. But first one is Markeith, because he's my boy. Markeith, introduce yourself.
Yeah. Sure. Boy. Hi guys.
All right. Cool. Peter.
Hey, what's up? I was eating a cookie. I don't want to talk with my mouth full. Fuck you.
Your mouth is gonna be full of my load in a minute if you don't start introducing yourself. All right, you know what? That's your introduction. All right, and next up is our guest from Nerd Ent. He was on our Persona 5 podcast in which he shared some enlightening waifu facts. So introducing Gentleman Snark. Say hello.
Yeah, it's me. I'm just spitting straight facts. I'm the Gentleman Snark, as always.
I'm so disappointed that I gave you street cred. All right, so just so the viewers know, and I might put in the video that I sent to you guys, but last night I had 17 pages of notes for Kingdom Hearts and explaining all this madness.
I feel like 22.
Now it's up.
It's not a joke.
Now it's up to 23.
Oh, okay.
So, okay. So let's just get this out of the way.
That's what I'm hearing.
I've got to just explain Kingdom Hearts in general. All right. So Kingdom Hearts is basically a franchise where Square Enix and Disney mixed their properties together, mainly Final Fantasy. Even though Final Fantasy barely, and I mean barely, plays a factor into Kingdom Hearts. It's just aesthetics, really. And then Disney, which also, I mean, the majority of the game is going to Disney Worlds, but the Disney Worlds have nothing to do with the main plot. We are barely going to be touching on the Disney Worlds because they literally are just theme park attractions, and then we get into the main insane anime plot. Like, this shit is fucking bonkers. So whenever you guys are confused, just tell me to pause, and I'll try to explain it the best way I can, because this shit gets fucking crazy.
Hey, JJ.
I'll be doing that a lot.
Okay. Well, Markeith first.
Yeah, so the Disney part. So I never played a Kingdom Hearts game. I'm just gonna be straight up about that.
Which is good, because that's the whole point of this.
Yeah, but like Disney, like the crossovers and all that good stuff. So they don't mean nothing to the plot. Like
no.
Mickey Mouse don't mean shit.
Okay, well no. Mickey Mouse does. But, like, the Disney worlds, the levels themselves, like, okay, the only Disney characters that really matter are Maleficent, Pete,
correct,
Goofy, Donald, and did I say Mickey Mouse? Mickey Mouse, Minnie, and Jiminy Cricket. From my knowledge, I don't know, I'll go through this and see if there's anything else.
Cricket.
Yeah, okay, okay, yes, Jiminy Cricket. All right, Peter, is there something you wanted to say before we start?
Not even Cinderella?
Yeah, I want to know
those
before
two,
you start.
hold on.
Well, actually, never mind. Actually, it's your thing. You explain.
Those two. I'm going to be explaining in my... So we're going to start out with the basic concepts, which I'll explain, like, the very basic concepts of everything. And then we'll get right into the games. Peter, what did you want to say?
I just want to know, JJ, like, besides clearly you love the fucking Kingdom Hearts? Like, what's your story with it before you get into the story of Kingdom Hearts? What's your
so
story?
I actually, this is a bad move. I think I was like 10, and I was looking at Target, and in the bargain bin, there was Kingdom Hearts 2. Kingdom Hearts 2. So my first game was Kingdom Hearts 2, which is, everyone knows, or the Kingdom Hearts community knows, that's where the fuck shit happens. That's where all the confusing shit happens. So I was hugely confused. And then I went to Kingdom Hearts, the first one for PS2. And then I played Birth by Sleep. And so the only games I've played are Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts 2, Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distant, Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, Kingdom Hearts 0.2 Birth by Sleep, Fragmented Passage, which is the full title. I've seen the back cover movies. I think movie. Chain of Memories I played. So I've basically played everything except for like the DS games, essentially, and the mobile game.
Isn't Sephiroth in them?
Extra boss.
yeah, he is. In fact, there's a funny clip on YouTube where Sephiroth shows up and Donald goes, "Is that Sephiroth?" It's like it's the dumbest shit in the world. I swear to God. All right, but let's just get right into it. Exactly. This is what we're talking about right now. All right, so the basic concepts. All right, so basically, I'm just gonna go through the basic concepts. So hearts, basically think of them as like not exactly souls, but kind of souls. So like your life essence is in your heart, right? Not your actual heart, but like your heart is kind of your soul. So that's what hearts are. When hearts are referred to that, they're referred to your souls. Light equals good, and dark equals bad. And those aren't just metaphorical. They're like powers. They're tangible forces in this universe. All right.
Oh, Star Wars. I like that series.
Yeah, pretty much Star Wars. Which they haven't done a world on, but I don't think they're going to, and I'll explain that in the last part of the video. Alright, so let's talk about Heartless and how Heartless are formed. Okay, so if you exactly, Kanye. If you lose your heart or it succumbs to darkness, then it becomes a Heartless. So once you die and darkness takes over your heart, that turns into a Heartless. And Heartless are these little dark creatures that are basically the main baddies in the first game, right? So they're like little.
Okay, so pause right there. So
I was really trying not to say black. I was really trying not to say black, like desperately.
Wait, what?
So you have to die to become a Heartless, or can you become a Heartless through other means?
You can.
Can you suck dick to be a Heartless?
No. We'll get to that later, but the basic concept is if you're evil and you die,
sucking dick becomes a Heartless. What do you mean get to that later?
Because being gay is a sin.
Wait, it's a Disney game, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so
if you're Jewish, automatically darkness right there.
Okay, yep, there you go. That's what I was trying to say.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Oh, poor JJ. I'm sorry.
Okay, so no. This is fine. If both. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Wait. Let me look through my notes. Okay, so when a body is without a heart, and it becomes a Heartless, then that body turns into a nobody. Are you with me so far? So nobodies are separate villains, are separate enemies, right? So you have your Heartless.
Yes, sir.
Which are
and nobodies.
Yes. Okay. All right. This is where it gets to the fuck shit. Okay. So when a Heartless and nobody are defeated, then the heart that belonged to the original host and the body that was part of the original host, if the Heartless and the nobody are defeated, then they turn into get ready for it, somebodies.
So,
wait, really?
I got a question. So I got a question.
Okay, go ahead.
So when you die, your heart gets sort of like darkness, and you turn into a Heartless, and then another part of you becomes a nobody.
Uh-huh.
But if they're defeated, they become a somebody.
Right.
So does that mean that death means nothing?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Yes. Death really means nothing in Kingdom Hearts besides like one character, but he comes back in 3. So death means nothing. Yeah.
Is that Axel?
We'll get to that.
We'll get there.
All right. Oh, this is some fuck shit. All right. If you are strong-willed enough, your nobody will instead look like a creepy creature. It'll look like a mirror version of yourself. So those.
So wait a minute. Of how Jordan became a Heartless. Got it.
Sure.
Just put the color yellow in.
All right, whatever. We're not gonna get that.
Okay.
We cannot derail. Okay, I'm just plowing through. So
can I plow through you?
Okay. Yes. Absolutely. 100%.
Good night, everybody.
Okay.
Good night, everybody.
Okay. So basically, the strong-willed nobodies will eventually be explained when we get into Organization 13. Okay. So we'll just keep that in mind. Strong-willed people. If you're strong-willed enough, your nobody turns into like a mirror version of you. Okay. All right. Disney worlds don't mean shit to the main plot at all, with the exception of the first game. The first game actually, the Disney worlds kind of play an important ride. The rest of the games, they're just fucking theme park rides the entire time.
Question.
Okay.
So when do the Nazis come in?
We'll get to that soon.
The Nazis?
Yes.
Disney game, right?
Kingdom Hearts is.
I get it.
So let me explain the concept of Kingdom Hearts. So Kingdom Hearts isn't just a fancy title. Okay. So Kingdom Hearts is essentially where all of the, not people, but all the worlds that you visit, all the Disney worlds and shit, all the worlds' hearts are. So the worlds actually have hearts in them. Metaphorical hearts, but hearts nonetheless. Essentially, they're life force, right? So Kingdom Hearts holds all that shit, right? So if you control Kingdom Hearts, you basically control, whether it's light or darkness, essentially. Okay, everyone got that?
So control the hearts, control the world.
Right, but not just hearts of everyone, like the world's heart themselves, which basically means everyone, but it's specified that it's the world's hearts. So like if Earth had a heart, essentially, which clearly it doesn't, and it's being overtaken by darkness. Political humor, hooray. Okay, and nobodies, the strong-willed nobodies have no emotions. They're not supposed to have any emotions because they don't have a heart. But they constantly display emotions, so it kind of doesn't really make any fucking sense, but whatever. Alright, we're almost there. I just added this side note. Kingdom Hearts is Kitty Bleach, essentially.
Oh. Wait, we're almost there? You're not even halfway through.
We're almost done with the basic concepts. We have 2 more notes to go. Okay. Alright, so the Princess of... Alright, so this kind of ties into the first game. So the Princesses of Light can't have nobodies and can't have Heartless because they're pure light, which means they have no darkness in them whatsoever. So when they die or get defeated, they can't turn into a Heartless and they can't turn into a nobody because they're pure light. Everyone got that?
Mm-hmm. So when they're dead, they stay dead, basically.
Yes.
Okay, go on.
Okay,
wait, are there pure darknesses though?
Yes, and we will get into that.
Okay, continue.
Okay, the last note. So the reason why the whole Kingdom Hearts story is confused is because not everything is on one platform. So the first 2 games were on the PS2. And then there was... Alright, so there was the first game, Kingdom Hearts, then there was Chain of Memories. And Chain of Memories was a Game Boy game, so everyone thought that was just a spin-off and you didn't need to pay attention to it. No, sir. If you did not buy Chain of Memories, you are fucked going into Kingdom Hearts 2. Like, where it leaves off, you're just totally... It doesn't make any fucking sense. So, because Square Enix knew that a lot of people didn't play the Game Boy version of Chain of Memories, they remade it into a PS2 game using the same engine as the first Kingdom Hearts game. And this goes on for all the games going forward till Kingdom Hearts 3. So, like, a lot of the games are DS games, some of the games are PSP games, some of the games are mobile games. So you didn't have all the games together in one platform until later on when Kingdom Hearts 3 was coming out. They put them in these collections called Kingdom Hearts 2.1, I believe, and then Kingdom Hearts 2.5, which each of them have 3 games in them. And then the last one was called Kingdom Hearts 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue. These games have some fuck shit titles to them, okay? So, without further ado, let's finally... before we get into the first game, any questions so far?
No. Go ahead.
Alright.
Okay, let's start this bitch.
Okay. Kingdom Hearts 1. We're 15 minutes in. Jesus Christ. Okay. We start basically at Destiny Island with our 3 main characters, or 3 main-ish characters. One of them is a milquetoast piece of garbage, but we'll get into her later. So we got Sora, Riku, and Kairi. And Sora's character is basically, he sees the light in everyone. He's like super positive and everything. Riku is more the negative, angsty teenager. He listens to Linkin Park. He watches Naruto.
Sasuke.
Yeah, he watches Naruto AMVs all the time. Kairi is the girl, and that's it. And that's it.
Okay.
She's the worst character, and so many people from my childhood had a crush on her, and I just didn't understand because she's a piece of cardboard. So they live on this island called Destiny Island.
In more ways than one.
Yes, yeah. So Sora, so they're in this paradise fucking island, and they look at this island like beautiful water, beautiful beach, everything, and they're like, you know what? I want to explore another world, even though they basically live in the fucking Bahamas. So they decide to build this boat, and Riku's like, I wanna do some fuck shit, and like Sora's like, no, that's darkness, Riku, and they just kind of leave it off that. And then all of a sudden, this like dark portal appears or whatever. And by the way, none of these people have parents. Like Sora's mom has one line in the fucking game, and it's like, "Good night, sweetheart," and like they basically don't have parents. Just they're orphans, essentially.
So fulfillment fantasy, got it.
Yes, exactly. So there's this portal that appears, and Riku's all like, I want to go in that darkness portal. And then Sora's like, I don't fucking do that. And then Riku's like, fuck you, kid. So he jumps into the portal. So then the Heartless appear. This is the first time we see the Heartless, and all Sora is armed with is like a wooden sword. And so he tries to fight the Heartless. It's just, they're not taking any damage. When all of the fucking sudden, the Keyblade appears into Sora's hand. Now, the Keyblade is like the main weapon in the entire series. It's basically...
Wait, so plot armor?
Yes, basically. Okay. Like the chosen... Alright, in the first game, it's very heavily implied that Sora is the chosen one. But as we later learn on in the other games, that like having a Keyblade is like... It's like anyone can have a Keyblade. So... But
literally anyone.
Yeah, literally anyone. As we'll get to. But basically, Keyblades are the only weapons that can destroy Heartless and later on, nobodies. So this is the only tool that can defeat the Heartless, unless if you're Donald and Goofy, which I don't know.
Or Leon.
Where's Leon?
That dude has a gun blade.
Yeah.
Don't know why he was there.
Oh. You just brought in
Dude,
a final...
Ruby's in here?
No.
Oh, damn.
You just brought up a Final Fantasy character in a Kingdom Hearts game. Very funny, Leon. They literally played no important service to the plot. Okay. So then Riku's in the darkness portal or whatever, so he leaves. Everything explodes, and this seems like an unimportant thing, but I swear to God it is one of the most important things, and it's like the caveat for everything in the Kingdom Hearts game. The cutscene literally happens in the cutscene for literally 5 seconds. So we kind of see, shit explodes in this like darkness portal or whatever, and Kairi phases through Sora. So pay attention to that detail. Kairi just phases through Sora. It only lasts for 5 seconds, but note that Kairi fades through Sora like a ghost, pretty much. Okay. So we cut to then Mickey Mouse's castle, right? And Mickey Mouse decides to leave because he's like, I sense some villain, some villain's trying to do some fuck shit, which is Ansem, but we'll get into that. So he's like, Donald and Goofy, basically, I need you guys to find the Keyblade wielder and stick to the Keyblade wielder at all times. Whoever holds the Keyblade, stick to him, fight by his side, whatever.
Quick question.
Okay.
Quick question. So if getting a Keyblade, anybody can do that. Why do they specifically need a Keyblade wielder? Couldn't they just find anyone off the street?
Well, so in the first game, in the other games, it's basically like anyone can have a fucking Keyblade, but in order to hold a Keyblade, you have to have a majority of light in your soul as opposed to darkness. A lot of people explained in the universe have like a mixture of the two. You have to be pretty light. You still have darkness in your heart, but not as much, right? So that's basically how you can hold the Keyblade. But in the first game, it's very heavily implied that like Sora is the chosen one. Sora is the only one that can have a Keyblade. And his Keyblade is the Keyblade of hearts, essentially. So it's like the light
bad
of
writing
all
is what
things.
I'm hearing.
Yes, very bad writing.
Go on.
Okay. Okay. So Donald and Goofy have to find the Keyblade wielder, which is Sora, but they haven't met Sora yet. So after everything explodes, Sora winds up in Traverse Town, which has one of the best soundtracks in the fucking game. And that's essentially where he meets Donald and Goofy. During this, Riku when he went into the portal, he's teleported to where Maleficent is. And for the majority of the game, Maleficent is gathering up all the other Disney villains and being like, oh, we can like control Kingdom Hearts with like darkness and shit. Because I know this guy called Ansem that's like trying to do that. And like he'll make us, like his ringleaders or whatever. So all the Disney worlds basically have villains that are actually tied to the plot, which won't happen again, I swear. So essentially, Maleficent, and at this point she doesn't have Pete with her. Pete plays a part into Kingdom Hearts 2. Maleficent is just like, hey, so I've been keeping track of Sora as he's been going through these Disney worlds, and look, he made new friends. He doesn't need you, Riku. He's got friends now. And like Riku's like, oh, well, I don't like that he got new friends. Fuck him. So he kind of succumbs to darkness. He kind of falls under Maleficent's wing. Alright, we've got 2 more pages of this. Jesus fuck. Okay.
This is all the first game?
We're still on the first game.
Wait, so like,
go ahead.
Why Maleficent being a bitch?
Maleficent wants to be on Ansem's side. Alyssa wants, or not Alyssa. What the fuck? Maleficent. Sorry.
Where'd that come from?
I don't know. Maleficent.
Wait, so who's Ansem again?
Okay, so Ansem. All right, I'll explain Ansem now. So Ansem essentially is the main baddie. He used to research hearts, right? And what he found in his research, or what he thought he found in his research, that all hearts to the core are filled with darkness. So he wants to unlock Kingdom Hearts so he can fill all the hearts of the worlds with pure darkness, because he just loves darkness. He like jerks off to darkness. He wants to take over the world. This is a very simple plot compared to the other fucking Kingdom Hearts game. Basically, the main villain's goal is to fill everything with darkness because he loves darkness.
Is there
a generic villain?
Pretty much, yeah.
Like nothing more complex, like the darkness.
Not now, but just you fucking wait.
Like was he raped or something? Like, yo, I need to know
we'll
what
get to
the
it.
fuck?
We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Details.
Okay. There's not a lot of details in the first one, but basically, Ansem really likes that darkness.
Pause.
Fuck you. Okay, so
I feel violated right now.
Sora's whole job, besides fighting off all the Disney villains, is trying to find Riku and Kairi. Now, the game developers want you to believe that Kairi is the main love interest of Sora, but clearly it is Riku. Sora and Riku are fucking too close. They are best buds.
Naruto and Sasuke
yes,
all over again.
According to the fans, they are super gay for
like
each other.
that.
But Square Enix is like, nah, Sora's straight. Nah, fuck that. Sora doesn't give a shit about Kairi. He loves that Riku dick. But like, Square Enix will never make a gay character, so it's fine, whatever.
Yeah, I'm about to say it's Disney and Square Enix. I'm pretty sure they don't care for faggots.
If you want to put it that way, then yes. All right, so this.
By the way, he can
this
say
is
that, folks. Just so you know, he can say that.
This is
They
actually
already know.
this is actually funny.
Okay.
So, Sora meets Riku in Hollow Bastion, which is where all the Final Fantasy characters show up. And Sora's like, Riku, my buddy, what's up? And like Riku's like, that's a fancy keyblade you got there. And he's like, yeah, you want to check it out? He's like, sure. So then all of a sudden, the keyblade disappears from Sora's hand into Riku's hand. So it's like, what the fuck? That's not supposed to happen. Riku's full of darkness. What the fuck? And like, Sora's just like...
Can we just put dumbass over Sora's face then?
Well, Sora thought that Riku was still his friend. He didn't know that he like succumbed to darkness. He didn't know that he was with Maleficent or whatever. But like...
Okay. So just innocent dumbass.
Right. So Riku, basically, is just like, I have the Keyblade now. And then Sora's like, alright, Donald Goofy, we gotta fight him. There's something wrong with Riku. And Donald and Goofy leave Sora's ass for Riku because they're like, they're literally like, well, King Mickey said we had to follow the Keyblade wielder, so, yeah,
Peace
we're not,
out, bitch.
Yeah, exactly. They're like, we're not friends anymore.
Oh, gosh, Sora. We had a great time.
Listen, Sora, we gotta
Well,
follow
what, dumbass?
Riku in order to meet up with Ansem. And it's like, oh my fucking god.
Oh, yo.
So basically, Riku's like, I'm gonna go disappear now. Try and find me, bitch. And then Sora's like, no, Riku, come back. You're so hot. So then kind of like a romantic movie. Sora goes to Beast from Beauty and the Beast, and he's like, man, everyone left me. I'm so sad. And then Beast was like, Riku was a piece of shit. You didn't even need him anyways. And then Sora's like, no, I have to fight for his friendship. His friendship. So eventually, Beast and Sora have this like buddy cop thing for a while. And then they finally go to... Hold on. I kind of skipped some.
Ooh, Disney World.
No, they go to the End of Worlds, I think. Hold on. The End of Worlds, which is basically like a place full of darkness where it's Ansem's gig, pretty much. So
Disneyland in Florida.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly. So Sora bumps into Riku, and then for the remainder of the fight and remainder of the game, Beast is just kind of awkwardly like standing there in the corner, just being like, I guess I'll wait this out. So Sora sees Riku, and Riku's like covered in this new suit. It's all black and shit, and Riku is possessed by Ansem. So Ansem is in Riku's body. Not possessed in like the devil way, but like possessing him with darkness. So it's still Riku kind of in there, but it's Ansem. All right, Jesus Christ! But it's Ansem.
Right themselves.
Ansem.
Just right themselves.
Ansem is kind of controlling him behind the scenes. God damn it! All right, we gotta keep going. We gotta keep going. Okay, so basically, Riku still has the Keyblade, and then I swear to God, Sora's Keyblade never gets stolen again because Sora goes on this gay-ass fucking speech about friendship, and friendship is great, and light is wonderful, and the Keyblade turns Cinderay, and it's just like, oh, I miss you, Sora-chan, and he goes back to Sora, and then Sora loses his Keyblade as never a plot hole again. Sora just has his Keyblade forever.
Okay. I gotta pause right there because did they ever explain that? Did that ever get touched on again?
Keyblade just goes Cinderay.
Okay, so I'm guessing
it's
that's
never inherently explained, but it's explained that like Sora's whole speech about light and friendship and shit is like what the Keyblade was like. Oh, well, clearly you have more light than this Riku fuck. I'm just gonna go over to you.
So, but how was Riku able to just take it?
Because Riku, it's explained in the later games, but Riku does have some light in him. He is a good guy. It's just like he was going through an angsty teenage phase. The whole game is like a metaphor for growing up in childhood shit. You know what I mean? Like losing friends, gating friends, shit like that. All right, we just gotta keep going. We gotta keep going. So Sora beats the shit out of his friend. And then
That's nice.
Ansem emerges as the main villain, so he's no longer in Riku's body. And Ansem's whole plan is to gather the 7 lights, which are the Disney princesses, so like Snow White, Cinderella, shit like that. They're
Chaos Emeralds, Dragon Balls.
Yeah, exactly. So the princesses are full of light, which I explained before basically means that they can't turn into Heartless, they can't turn into nobodies. They're like the purest lights in all the world. So he's using their
white princesses. Wait, I have to ask a question though. Okay. Are they only full of light because they haven't been deflowered yet? Ask them for a friend.
God.
I don't. Anyways, so
that's kind of a good point.
So basically, Kyrie's one of them for some fucking reason.
Wait, hasn't Sleeping Beauty been pounded?
So as we'll notice, Kyrie. What?
Nah, Sleeping Beauty. Did she? Oh wait, no, my bad. She needs to be kissed to wake up. That my bad.
Yeah, that's not deflowering.
It's been a while.
Come on, man.
Well, yeah, come on, please. Know your Kingdom Hearts,
all right, so just moving on. So Kyrie is lifeless in the corner, and it's like, that's a little weird, and that's because. Okay, so you remember when I said Kyrie phased through Sora? So when she phased through Sora, her heart was trapped into Sora's heart. So think essentially Sora has 2 hearts in him, which...
How the hell does that happen?
So basically, Sora has Kyrie's heart. So in order for Kyrie to come back to life, Sora has to sacrifice himself. So what he does is, it'll be explained to Kingdom Hearts 3, but he uses the power of Wakening, which is basically like wakening someone's heart up. So he stabs himself with the Keyblade, killing his heart, but bringing Kyrie's heart back into her body. So now Kyrie's alive. We got all that?
Wait. Question.
Okay, all right.
By any chance, did this happen around Christmas time? I'm only saying that because
last Christmas,
I
gave you my heart, and the very next day.
I'm glad you got away with your pun. That's great. Okay, so this is where like nothing gets explained, right? So naturally, he doesn't have a heart now, so he turns into a Heartless. He actually turns into a Heartless, and then his nobody will be explained later. So he turns into a Heartless. And the wiki literally says somehow Kyrie revives Sora by like hugging him.
Oh yeah, resuscitation.
So she gives him back his heart. The wiki, the literal like what I took notes on essentially, literally says the word somehow it happens. Like it's not explained. It's just like, yep, just fucking happens, and it's never explained in the later games at all.
I know the answer to that. Plot convenience.
Well, yeah. So Sora's back in action. He's with Donald, Goofy. They're ready to fight Ansem. Okay.
Wait, I can just imagine just fucking Sora just looking at them too, like, well, gosh, Sora, no hard feelings, right?
Okay.
So your ass with Riku.
So they fight Ansem, and he. Okay.
Wait, it's still game 1?
Yeah, this is still game 1.
What the fuck?
Okay, the rest of them will be quicker, I swear. So Ansem is using the light of the princesses to manufacture a door, which is called the Door of Darkness, to Kingdom Hearts. But it's not the official Kingdom Hearts. The real Kingdom Hearts comes in the prequel. So this is just a prototype Kingdom Hearts. This is just a one he fabricated, essentially. Which shouldn't work, but somehow it does, right? Okay, so they defeat Ansem, and in order to lock Kingdom Hearts, because at this point, after the fight, Ansem just opens Kingdom Hearts because he just assumes it's full of darkness, because as his research indicates that every heart has, to its core, is filled with darkness. But Kingdom Hearts is actually filled with light. So that defeats Ansem. But they have to close the door because otherwise other villains will take advantage of it. So Mickey Mouse hasn't been seen throughout the whole game except for the beginning. Actually, he's not even seen. It's just a voice. But he's actually inside Kingdom Hearts, and Riku's there too.
Why and how?
Because he went. Actually, it's explained in another game, but we'll get there. We'll get there. So Mickey Mouse and Sora have to lock Kingdom Hearts on each of the other sides. So Sora has to lock it from the entrance side, and Mickey has to lock it from the inside. So no one else can use this door to darkness to this artificial Kingdom Hearts, right? Riku decides to join Mickey because... Sure. So he goes in there, and Sora's like, no, don't do that. And then Riku's like, I gotta learn from Mickey. He's a Keyblade wielder. By the way, yes, Mickey has a Keyblade. It's called the Keyblade of Darkness. The reason why it's called the Keyblade of Darkness is because it's literally in the darkness, okay? Like the artificial Kingdom Hearts is like a doorway to darkness, so it kind of fills Kingdom Hearts with darkness. That's why it's artificial. That's not why it's the pure Kingdom Hearts. It's just artificial Kingdom Hearts. Okay, breathe.
Okay.
So basically, they lock it up. They lock it up, and then Sora ends up at Destiny Islands, and he's like, Kairi, I'm gonna leave you here. Me, Donald, and Goofy are gonna go and try to find Riku and Mickey. Really, Riku, because Sora has a deep crush on Riku. And that is the end of Kingdom Hearts 1.
How much time we got left?
Until I explain everything, or until I get tired, and maybe make this a two-parter.
Oh, okay. So you're just gonna keep going till you burn out. Okay.
Pretty much. Or until people.
Mickey's the bad one.
What?
So Mickey's a bad guy, or
no. He just has the Keyblade of Darkness. It doesn't necessarily. Okay. It doesn't work like Sora's Keyblade. Like you can just wield it pretty much.
I mean, but like but he is Disney though, so like, can you say that he uses that key?
Yeah, Square Enix wanted to make a metaphor about Disney caused the Holocaust. If that's what you want me to say, then yes, there it is.
Well, I was just gonna say the key of darkness is just powered by the white supremacy of the KKK.
Absolutely.
And, the Bugalo Boys.
Nope, you don't even have to keep talking. That's exactly it. Okay. All right. So our next game. Oh, by the way, Kingdom Hearts was released 2002. The GBA game was released in 2004, and then was remade into the PS2 version in 2013. All right, so we got Kingdom Hearts.
Card system. Didn't like it.
This fucking game mechanic is the worst in the entire series. I didn't even really finish Chain of Memories. That's the next game, Chain of Memories.
Not missing much.
Yeah, it's kind of just know what happens basically. Just go on the wiki. All right, so continuing off the last game, Sora and the game are taken to Castle Oblivion by this hooded figure, which is an Organization 13 member, but they're not called that yet. They're called in this game just the Organization.
Originally,
correct.
13 original 13.
So is this Conan now?
Wait, sorry, what was the question?
No, wait, who's the original 13?
Not original. They're just the original name was just the Organization, but as we'll later learn in the second game, they're called Organization 13. So right now they're just called the Organization. We don't really know much about them.
Wait, but who's the Organization?
So it's made up of a bunch of Hot Topic people, including Axel, which he'll play an important character. Most of these members aren't really that important, with the exception of Xemnas, and I don't know if Zigbar is in this one, but he's an important one. Basically, the only Organization people you really need to know are Axel, Xemnas, and Zigbar, and Xion, but we'll get into her.
So there's no Disney characters in the Organization 13?
I don't think in this game. No, there's no Disney characters at all.
No,
Again, Disney characters are just a theme ride from this point forward. They play no importance in the plot at all. Just complete. This isn't a Disney game anymore.
Not even like the evil dude from The Princess and the Frog.
Nope.
Like not even like
nope.
Fuck. Who? Okay.
Not even this guy.
Nah, not at all.
What about Hades, bro?
Okay, so
Hercules.
We're just gonna continue. So the organization's whole plot is to control Sora, for their own nefarious schemes. Because as far as we know, he's the only one that can wield a Keyblade, and that's a very important tool because the Keyblade is the only thing that can defeat Heartless, and further on, Nobody's. So it's the only tool that can do that. Nothing else can. But while Sora is fighting through this, by the way, the place is called Castle Oblivion, which will be, more important toward the end of this discussion. Jesus Christ, I'm just trying to get through this. So his memories of Kairi are being placed by this blonde chick called Naminé. So now Sora, instead of going after Kairi, he's going after he's not going after Kairi, he's still going after Riku. Sora's memories are being replaced by Naminé. He's like, who the fuck is this blonde bitch? So Naminé is being forced by the organization to steal all of Sora's memories, but she doesn't want to do it. So basically, throughout the whole game, you're fighting organization members, you're killing every one of them, or defeating every one of them, right? So then you get to Naminé, and Naminé's like, sorry, I stole all your memories. I'm going to have to put you in this tube in order for us to give you all your memories. And that's why in the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 2, Sora was in like this little tube thing. That wasn't explained in the first Kingdom Hearts. So like if you skip this game, you would be like, why the fuck is Sora? Who the fuck is Naminé? What the fuck is this shit? What the fuck is the organization? So you need this game for like the context of Kingdom Hearts 2.
Wait, we're not even in Kingdom Hearts 2?
We're almost at Kingdom Hearts 2. So this game has two playable characters. Sora, so that's the end of Sora's campaign. So Sora's in this tube sleeping because he needs to regain back his memories. When he regains back his memories, he's going to completely forget about Naminé. So it's kind of sad, but like she'll be in later games, so it doesn't really even matter in the grand scheme of things. So there's two campaigns. There's the Sora campaign and the Riku campaign. Basically, Riku and Mickey are traveling together in Castle Oblivion, also trying to find Sora. But Riku's kind of have this side thing with Mickey where, like, Mickey's trying to train him not to be so filled with darkness and shit. Basically trying to get over his teenage angst.
Riku, you need to be a little bitch.
Listen to Kendrick. Not Linkin Park, you fuck. But I like Linkin Park and Hollywood Undead. Haha, you're just a lame-o. So
terrible music choices, by the way.
Yeah. So Riku bumps into Diz, which will be an important character later. And
Diz.
Yeah, Diz. Which is this mysterious figure, which we'll play into later. Basically, the card mechanic. The cards are memories that turn into training cards, and that's the whole combat mechanic. It's like you're fighting with your memories and shit. It's really stupid.
Wait, so he's basically he has to use his memories to fight.
Yep. And throughout the game, Riku is fighting Dark Riku, which Dark Riku essentially is the possessed Ansem version from the first game. Does that make sense? So like when he was possessed, there was still Darkness Riku like hid inside him. He's referred to as Clone Riku in the fan base. So Clone Riku is fighting real Riku, and this is the one actual death in the franchise where Riku actually kills Clone Riku. And we think he's gone forever, but wait until Kingdom Hearts 3. And that's basically Riku's story. Riku and Mickey wind up separating, and Riku is captured by the organization. We won't know what happens to him until Kingdom Hearts 3. Kingdom Hearts 2. Okay, now we're on Kingdom Hearts 2.
Wait. We've been at this for like half an hour, 45 minutes, and we're just on the second game. Isn't there like 30 of these fucking games?
Wait, what?
Exactly!
There's 10.
Wait.
There's 10.
There's 10 games?
Yeah.
What the fuck, man?
Get comfortable.
Oh, listen, I'm
Oh,
trying. I'm
God.
trying. I'm trying to speed through this, man.
Nigga, I thought it was 3.
I told you to be prepared.
Was
I
that
told you to
3?
be prepared for
Yo,
a long
this
ass
man-
podcast.
I
Bro,
thought it
I
was
thought it
just
was just-
3. I thought it was just 3.
That's
It's
really
the funniest thing I've
'Cause
ever heard.
So did everyone else. Everyone going into Kingdom Hearts 3 thought, oh, I only have to play 1 and 2. Ha! That's fucking hilarious.
10 games?
10 games.
What type of Final Fantasy shit you got me into?
It's literally Final Fantasy, but with a continuous storyline.
What the
And
fuck
Disney
are the other
characters.
7
Alright, I'm
games
getting
that
hot.
aren't
I have to
Final
actually
Fantasy?
take off my shirt because I'm getting hot.
Yay.
Yeah, JJ, you are getting hot.
Oh, it's all sweaty. Oh, it's so gross. It's like a fucking used condom.
Yeah, JJ, take a picture of yourself and put it in the video.
Yeah,
Okay, so I'm just gonna. I'm not gonna ignore
All right.
that statement. What
Here we
did you
go.
say
All right,
you
Kingdom
felt
Hearts
like?
2, Kingdom Hearts 2, PS2, 2006. So you remember the strong-willed nobodies I was talking about? Those are Organization 13. Essentially, strong-willed people, their nobodies turn into like a reflection of themselves, but they don't have any hearts, therefore they have no emotions, but they're constantly
Angry?
have emotions and angsty and all that shit. Okay. So we start the game with Roxas, right? The first 4 hours are with Roxas, and everyone's like, who the fuck is Roxas? What the fuck is this guy? And basically, he lives in Twilight Town. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it. Roxas is Sora's nobody. So you remember in the first game when Sora sacrificed himself, right? And he turned into a Heartless? That, in effect, automatically made a nobody. So Roxas is that nobody. Roxas is Sora's nobody. Okay? We got that?
Damn.
All clear? Okay.
That was the most coherent, like, clearest thing you could have ever said. Like, nothing else you're gonna say in the next 2 hours is gonna make any sense.
No, it's not. Okay.
2 hours. You're generous.
Dude, Donkey did it in 4 minutes. We can do it in 2 hours.
Honestly, if you guys get burnt out, just tell me and we could just make this a 2-parter.
Talk about Rent a Girlfriend.
Continue off. I haven't watched Rent a Girlfriend.
Yeah,
Don't
man.
fucking say shit about it, okay? I've been meaning to. But, okay, so basically, like, in Twilight Town, Roxas doing meaningless shit with these 3 friends, right? And all this, like, slice of life shit. Like, you're skateboarding, you're doing all this fucking boring ass shit, you're eating sea salt ice cream, all that fun and jazz.
Oh yeah, the sea salt ice cream, dude.
That's the only thing you know about Kingdom Hearts. So Axel all of a sudden shows up. Now, if you remember, Axel is fan favorite, femboy. All the girls love him. Axel is one of the most. Axel will never die because of the female fan base of Kingdom Hearts. Essentially, he's the sexy pretty boy. So Axel comes in. He's like, "Hey, Roxas, remember we were friends and stuff?" And then Roxas is like, "You're a big meanie. I want to fight you." And he's like, "Roxas, you're my friend. Why are you doing this?" But later on, Axel explains to him that, like, this whole Twilight Town thing has been a simulation that he's been living in. So it's not real. There is a real Twilight Town, but this is just a computer version of that, which is being controlled by the character previously mentioned, Diz. And we'll get into Diz later. So Diz is controlling the simulation, which Roxas is in, and Roxas is like, "I don't explain what the fuck is happening." So he goes to this castle in Twilight Town, which is like the glitch in the simulation. And he goes in and he sees Nominate. And Nominate basically explains that, like, Roxas is Sora's nobody, and that, like, the reason why he's been having these flashbacks of another life, aka Sora's life, is because Nominate put in to Roxas the memories of Sora. So when Roxas goes to meet Sora, all his memories and shit will go into Sora, and Sora will awaken in the tube, essentially. We got all
and
that.
Nominee is
13.
Kyrie's
So
nobody.
don't say shit. And yes, that is correct.
Yay! I know some Kingdom Hearts lore.
Hold up. Pause.
Uh-huh.
I gotta ask.
Okay.
If they're pure light and they can't become heartless,
point.
how can she have a
Okay.
nobody?
So the reason why that is, this is some fuck shit, is because she was within Sora's heart, right? So when when the hearts separated, it was still in Sora's body. So that means that it could... Naminé is more of Sora's nobody than he really is Kairi's. But, like, because Kairi's heart was in there, it formulated Naminé in Sora's body. So that's the reason why Naminé can exist. Because when Sora did that stabbing shit, like, it resonated in his body. So that's why it was able to create Kairi's nobody. Even though it's more like Naminé is, like, Sora and Kairi's, like, heart child, essentially.
So that kind of explains the ending to Kingdom Hearts 3.
It is a retcon, ladies and gentlemen. Get used to it. Okay. Okay.
The organization.
Yeah. Roxas meets Naminé, defeats Axel, and then finally meets Sora. He knows really nothing about Sora, even though, like, he knows he has his memories, and he's like, well, if I give you your memories and I'm your nobody, essentially that means that you're gonna wake up, but I'm gonna essentially die. So it's kind of sad, and that's the intro to Kingdom Hearts 2. This is all just the intro to Kingdom Hearts 2.
Nigga. You're telling me you're not even...
All right, so Hot Topic Mickey explains nobodies to Sora. And the reason why I call him Hot Topic Mickey is because he's dressed in a Organization hoodie. I want you to look up what Organization 13 Mickey Mouse looks like. It is the funniest shit in the fucking world, I swear to God. Look it up right now while I'm talking.
I want that hoodie.
And he takes Sora to Yinsed, which is... Yinsed is from...
fuck?
Yeah. Yeah. Yinsed is... Yeah. Yinsed is from Fantasia. You know, the wizard guy from Fantasia?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, so you know Fantasia, the whole Mickey Mouse thing where he's like dancing with the brooms and shit like that, and he's wearing the wizard hat.
Yeah, he's the fucking wizard. So.
Well, no, he's the apprentice to the wizard.
Hey, what?
Yeah. Have you seen? How are you?
When was the last time you seen a Fantasia?
Okay, hold up. How are you a music fan and you haven't watched the entirety of Fantasia?
First off, not like music.
Not Fantasia 2000, but Fantasia.
Well, haven't seen any of them.
Oh my fucking god,
bro!
Whatever. Okay, so Yinsed is like the master. He's like, I taught Mickey Mouse how to use the Keyblade, and shit like that. He's super powerful and shit. Maleficent is doing the same fuck shit as she was in the previous game, but with Pete from the old Mickey Mouse cartoons. You know Steamboat Willie, the giant cat guy. Yeah, that's that's the not Max.
Goofy's next door neighbor.
Yeah. Goofy's next door neighbor. That's Pete. Max sadly does not make it into the Kingdom Hearts universe because I feel like Goofy would just abuse the shit out of him. Because I think behind the scenes, the reason why Max rebels against Goofy is because Goofy is like uses extreme domestic violence because Max is a little shit. Anyways,
get your fucking headcanon out of here and keep talking.
Wait. Is this still Kingdom Hearts? Or are you just talking
no. That was a tangent. The only one I will go on. Okay.
Lies.
So Organization 13 is coming after Sora because they're like, we still need that fucking Keyblade because we have some nefarious themes, so you can't get in our way. And Sora's just like, yeah. And then Goofy dies in this game.
Wait, what?
Goofy dies for a split second, for like 1 second.
Oh.
He gets hit by a giant.
Goofy gets.
Yeah, literally he dies.
Yeah.
And Mickey Mouse. there's like a lower angle, where it shows Mickey Mouse clenching his fist, and he goes, "Haha, they'll pay for this." And Mickey
funny,
goes,
bro. It's so funny.
Mickey goes on this murderous rampage, and he takes off the he takes off the Organization 13 cloak, and he's in just his regular getup. So now he's a little bit less cringeworthy, but still cringeworthy. Oh, by the way, I should mention Roxas is able to hold the Keyblade because Sora is able to hold the Keyblade, and because Sora's nobody, that's how he can hold the Keyblade. Okay, got it. Beautiful.
I mean, that's not obvious.
But you would think, but you really need to explain this shit later on. And actually, Roxas can dual wield Keyblades just like Sora can. And the reason for this is because Sora had 2 hearts in him, and those 2 hearts were able to have Keyblades. Therefore, Sora's able to have 2 Keyblades when he fights. Only in his, like, Super Saiyan modes, we'll just call them.
Super Saiyan modes.
Drive modes, essentially. Which are, like, different costumes. Yes, he turns into a fucking Power Ranger. Alright, come on, we gotta keep going. Okay, so you remember Ansem in the first game, right?
Yeah, the guy who molested
He's
Riku.
not the main bad guy. He's just a side villain. And Ansem in the original Kingdom Hearts game is not really Ansem. He's a Heartless of this guy called Xehanort. Okay, we got that so far?
Yep.
Yes.
Hey, what? Repeat that?
Okay. All right. So you know the concept: if somebody's heart is filled with darkness, that heart turns into a Heartless, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay, got it. And then without a heart, there's no body for the heart, so that turns into nobody, right? So Xehanort was studying under Ansem the Wise, which is later to be revealed. Diz is Ansem. So the guy behind the scenes and everything like that from Chain of Memories and who was controlling Roxas in the simulation, he's actually Ansem the Wise. Xehanort is his apprentice, basically, like, was also studying under him. Ansem was trying to study the light in people's heart, while Xehanort was studying the darkness in people's heart. So he did some fuck shit where he didn't need to necessarily die, he just created his own Heartless, and by creating his own Heartless, that heart created a nobody. So, okay, so basically Xehanort's nobody is Xemnas, which is the leader of Organization 13, which are the people going after Sora, right? And the Heartless, Xehanort's Heartless, decided to call himself Ansem for some fucking reason, just to confuse people, okay? So, we're just gonna call him straightforward Heartless Ansem. So, Heartless Ansem is Xehanort's Heartless, okay? We got it?
Yes. Doesn't make much sense, but yes.
Peter, you with me?
Dude, I'm just here for a good time, not a long time. So you know what? You keep going, buddy. You keep going.
Okay.
You got me fucked up at 10. All right, so.
Okay. All right, so let's keep.
I'm over here drinking a beer, not really understanding any of. I mean, I've looked up a bunch of Kingdom Hearts shit, and at the end of the day, I'm like, haha, you look pretty good, funny man. And
I will say,
I fall asleep.
The story really falls apart, but like the gameplay is actually pretty good. Most of it is press X to win, but like I like the gameplay.
Minus Chain of Memories.
Let's see here.
Wait, so we done with 2 or
no?
Oh my god.
Xehanort, hold on. Also, Stu is trying to find Riku or cover thing. All right, we have one more pages of notes for Kingdom Hearts 2. We're only on page.
Sounds like page 6 or 7.
We're on
at this point.
Page 4 right now.
Fuck what?
God.
Wait. How many pages in total is this? 22?
23.
How big are your fucking pages?
Ah!
Listen, it's really hard to explain the plot of Kingdom Hearts. I told you guys to drink a Red Bull, drink a Monster, be prepared. I don't know why you're playing.
Just tell me
3 games.
Just tell yo.
I can't just tell you the 3
Markeiths,
games.
not gonna lie. Markeiths, not gonna lie. That's totally on you, dog. I'm sorry.
I didn't assume it was gonna be 3 games that were all the
right.
length of like.
Here we go. Here we go. So Axel kidnaps Kyrie. So fucking Sora goes through all the Disney worlds and shit, and then eventually Axel kidnaps Kyrie. And like everyone thinks, oh, Axel kidnapped Kyrie for a fucked up reason, but Axel knows that Sora is Sora's nobody is Roxas, so he wants to try to help him. So he goes against Organization 13. So Kyrie's safe, and that's all well and fun. So that eventually Sora and the gang wind up at the world that never was, which is the which is the final level of Kingdom Hearts 2. They made up with Ansem, the real Ansem, aka Diz. And he reveals that Organization 13's plan was basically they're trying to make their own Kingdom Hearts so they could control all the hearts in the world and then send those hearts to them because they're nobodies, they have no hearts. So all they want is a heart. All they want is to feel something. So that's...
Evanescence is playing in the background.
Exactly. And then, for some reason, Riku looks like Ansem for a little bit. And the only reason for that is because Heartless Ansem is still kind of within Riku. He never fully gets rid of it until Kingdom Hearts 3. So, like, Riku's still struggling with his darkness shit. So he looks like Darkness Ansem, but really he's actually a good guy. And then, like, because Diz's machine, which, like, reverts the Kingdom Hearts that that organization was trying to make, it somehow affects Riku, and Riku just looks like Riku now instead of Ansem. Heartless Ansem. Alright, we good so far?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so they defeat Xemnas. Xemnas is like, why the fuck would you do that? You've killed all my Organization 13 members. I'ma fuck you up. But Riku and Sora are like, nah, we tag teaming this bitch. So they fucking lay the floor with Ansem. Ansem is gone. Or, sorry, not Ansem. Xemnas is gone. He's gone. Organization 13 is disbanded as far as we know. Okay. Okay, I already explained Naminé being kinda Sora and Riku, or kinda.
Yo, let's talk about Birth by Sleep.
We're almost there. We have 2 more games till we get to Birth by Sleep.
Birth by Sleep.
Which is the best one.
Birth.
No, you're not gonna understand. You're not gonna understand. I want you to shut the fuck up right now. Okay.
Wait a minute, you're going to Birth by Sleep? What?
No, we're not. We're not. Don't listen to fucking
Birth by Sleep.
Okay, at the end of Kingdom Hearts 2, there's a final cutscene after they defeat Ansem to back in Destiny Islands. We don't know what's in store for them. At the end, they're in Destiny Islands, and they receive a letter from King Mickey. We don't know what's in the letter until we get into Kingdom Hearts Recoded, which is not the next game. The next game is, and get ready for this fucking title, Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days.
Wait, why aren't you going over Recoded?
Because chronologically, 3 over 5, 8 days is...
Oh, wait, you are. It's just not yet. Okay, got it.
Yeah. No, I'm going over Recoded. Recoded is probably the simplest, or besides the original Kingdom Hearts, the simplest one to understand.
Roxas' backstory, what's that about?
Okay, here we go! Roxas' backstory. So before the events of Kingdom Hearts 2. So, 358 over 2 days takes place during Chain of Memory. So these 2 games are happening simultaneously. Okay? We got that?
Got it. Understood, Captain.
Okay. So Roxas wakes up in the real Twilight Town, but he's never met any of the friends or anything. So he wakes up in...
Oh, vampires are in this?
So he wakes up in Twilight Town, but he's never met any of his friends or anything in the simulation because he was literally just born once, Sora stabbed himself. Everything comes back to Sora stabbing himself and separating his heart from Kyrie's heart. Okay? Everything, that is like the center point for all the confusing shit, so just keep that in mind. So once that happens, Sora's nobody, aka Roxas, winds up in Twilight Town. And, like, immediately after he's born, Xemnas, aka the bad guy from Kingdom Hearts 2, comes in and he's like, "Hey, join Organization 13. We see you can hold the Keyblade. Why don't you join us?" And Roxas is like, "Okay, whatever." And that's where he meets Axel, and they become really, really good friends. They sit on top of this clock tower without any railings. Like, they're literally sitting on top of the fucking clock tower, eating ice cream. One false movement, and they're falling off that fucking tower and going kasplat. But
Kind of hot.
They don't have emotions, so that makes sense.
yeah,
Why
they don't have emotions, but they really do have emotions. They just don't have hearts. Okay. So Roxas goes around killing Heartless. Basically, that's basically busy work for the people not in the know in Organization 13. While this is happening, Xemnas is gathering up the Organization 13 members that are in Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. So all the Organization members in Chain of Memories, or half of them, are with Xemnas taking care of Sora and shit in that game. While Roxas, Axel, and another handful of Organization members are just chilling, killing Heartless and shit, right?
Wait. Pause.
Okay.
Who's Xemnas?
Is that a serious question?
I'm trying to. Is that Ansem's nobody?
Yes.
Okay,
no,
good.
not
Cool.
Ansem, Xehanort's nobody.
Wait,
But
Ansem has a nobody?
What?
Wait, Ansem has a nobody?
No.
No. Is Xehanort's nobody?
You remember how I explained Ansem, Heartless Ansem for the first game is actually just Xehanort's Heartless, but for some fuck shit reason he decided to name himself Ansem? Yeah, so it's Xehanort's
Wait, I thought
nobody.
Ansem was Diz.
So like, how does Xehanort?
Yes, Ansem
so, like,
is Diz, but like Diz is just like a disguise. It's kind of like a Batman thing. It's like a superhero type shit.
So,
Not
like-
really, but I'm just trying to simplify it. And like,
So like, okay.
all right,
Okay. Fuck Diz, fuck Ansem right now. I don't care
Alright.
about them. I care about
Okay.
Xemnas.
Okay.
So you know how the naming convention for nobodies is like they got an X in it.
Yes, I will explain the X's, but that comes.
So like, why
later.
is it that isn't Xehanort start with an X?
Yes, we will get into that.
So like, isn't he just a nobody?
No.
So then how the fuck?
Xehanort invented.
So like, you know how if
Hold on.
you know,
Hold
so
on,
like,
hold
so
on,
like with
hold
Roxas,
on,
right?
hold
Or
on,
Roxas.
Hold up. So Xehanort invented the whole X thing in everyone's name because Xehanort, low-key. Okay, Xehanort is the main baddie in Kingdom Hearts, but we don't know that right now. So he invented the whole X thing, and I'll explain that later. But essentially, so Roxas, if you kind of switch around the letters, is Sora's
And
name,
you take out the X.
but with just an X in the middle of it. If you really look at the
Is-
name, you'll see it.
Isn't that
Same
the
with
recipe
Axel.
for all the
Same
nobodies?
with Axel, same with all the nobodies, yes.
Except for Naminé.
Except for Naminé, because she's not part of Organization 13 or under Xehanort's control.
Because she's cute. She's
And
cutie.
she's 13, Peter.
I can think
congratulations.
she's cute. What the
Oh,
fuck?
okay.
Who cares? I'm not saying I want to like
Listen,
go to town with
You
her.
fucking lolicon.
Okay, so
Alright.
next.
Okay, yes, next. We're almost done with...
Fuck you,
Or
JJ.
we're halfway
Yeah.
through 358 by 2 days, which I will explain the title, and it's really stupid. Okay, so while Xemnas and his crew are dealing with the shit in Chain of Memories, the 14th member of Organization 13 appears.
I'm sorry, the 14th.
The 14th member.
So
Her name
organization
is
14.
Xion, and her, Axel, and Sora are hanging out, and now they got a new friend in the group. Hooray!
The new trio. Got
Okay,
it.
so now I have to explain Xion, and this is going to get really complicated, so I'm going to need you guys to focus on this one. Okay, just
Alright, I'm ready.
If you
So
have
just-
any
I'm ready.
questions, save them for after the whole spiel. Okay,
Alright, I'm ready.
so Xion is a replica of Sora created by Xemnas, in which he used Sora's memories that Naminé stole from Chain of Memories. So all the memories that Naminé stole from Sora in Chain of Memories, Xemnas took a copy of those and created a replica of Shion, which is basically Sora, but just his memories. Okay. You can make memories can be made from people, or people can be made from memories. Okay.
You're losing them.
I know.
What?
Okay, all right. So what? Okay, already.
He's flatlining. He's flatlining. Go.
I'm not done. But ask me what's confused. What's confusing?
What the? Okay. Where does this happen? What?
When does this happen, or where?
Where? Like, what type of laboratory type shit?
So like, so during even before fucking Sora was stumbling into Castle Oblivion in Chain of Memories, Xemnas is like, hey, I'm gonna take a copy of these memories. Is that okay, Naminé? She's like, sure, I guess, since you're forcing me to like fuck with Sora's memories. And he's like, all right. So during that time, Xemnas is crafting this this person, aka Shion. She's like her own person, but she has the memories of Sora. She's kind of like Roxas in that way. Okay, so the reason why she has memories of Sora, and the reason why Xemnas created her, is in case Roxas goes against... It's essentially a failsafe. So in case Roxas go against Xemnas and decides to be a good guy, Xemnas has complete control over Shion because he created her. So in case Roxas goes rogue, he still has Shion, which has the same memories from Sora. So like, he could still manipulate Sora's memories if Shion is alive.
Well, I'm gonna need you to repeat that so I can get that one.
Okay.
Right?
All right. So it's a failsafe, right? So Roxas at this point, he's not fused with Sora, right? So he still has Sora's memories. So Sora is still asleep in the tube at this point. Okay.
Yep.
And the only way Sora can awaken is if Roxas, as far as we know, joins up or like merges with Sora, so then Sora can wake up. So
yeah,
as a failsafe, in case Roxas is like, no, fuck that, I want to keep living, and I'm gonna fight you, Xemnas. Xemnas created Shion with Roxas's same memories as Sora into Shion. So in case he's like, nope, fuck that, you'll never awaken Sora, and I want to be alive, Shion can do that instead, essentially, to wake up Sora, because they really need Sora. They desperately need Sora. So that's essentially why Shion is created.
Okay.
Got it.
All this is kind of futile because Sora wakes up regardless.
Yeah. I'm about to say. So he.
But they don't know that right now.
Wait. So how does he wake up again? Does he just?
So Kingdom Hearts 2 at the end of Roxas's journey in Kingdom Hearts 2, he fuses.
Tell them when this happened, by the way.
When what happened?
When 358 days over 2 is happening.
Yeah, no, this is happening during Chain of Memories, but also kind of bleeding into the very, very, very beginning of Kingdom Hearts 2. Like right before Roxas is in the simulation. Okay? I know it's confusing. Alright. So do we kind of get it?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yo, we made it this far, so why not?
Okay. So Roxas becomes friends with her and shit. Hold on. Let me read my notes. I kind of got lost.
You got lost.
Okay, she leaves Roxas because she's like, I know I'm a failsafe and everything for Xemnas, so I'm just gonna leave so that way when Roxas eventually does go rogue, because Roxas is his own kind of person, I'll just fuck off. She can't kill herself for some reason, but she's just gonna fuck off because when Shion dies, that whole failsafe plan that Xemnas has goes out the fucking window. Okay? So,
yep.
Shion's like, I'm just gonna walk away. Then Xemnas is like, hey, guess what? I can control you, bitch. And Shion's like, no. So then the final boss is Shion versus Roxas, and it's super emotional because Roxas is like, I don't know why I'm fighting you. Like, we're best friends and shit. And she's like, I don't know either. Bye. So then Roxas kills Shion, and he's like, you want some sea salt ice cream? And she's like, maybe next time, and a tear falls down her face, and then she disappears, and it's super emotional,
That's it?
and it's super sad.
Fucking ice cream? The fuck?
Good riddance, that bitch.
And then Riku captures... Okay, so Riku is an undercover agent in Organization 13, and he's like...
What the fuck?
He's working for Diz.
When the fuck?
Wait.
During all of Kingdom Hearts 2, he was the undercover agent for Diz. That's why he never, in his Ansem form, attacked Sora, even though Sora thought that it was Ansem, Heartless Ansem. So, Riku's always kind of been a good guy.
So, Mickey got me.
Okay?
I guess.
Again, I came this far, so why not?
Even I didn't know that one. That one threw me for a loop. What the fuck?
Okay, so Riku captures Roxas, and he brings him to Diz, and Diz is like, alright, we can't have the organization members finding you and shit, so we're gonna put you into simulated Twilight Town and shit. And that's the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 2, where Roxas is like, oh, I'm in the simulation. Now I have to go, save Sora and shit and wake him up. And yeah. So that's 358 over 2 days. Do you want to know why the title is named that? By the way, it came out on the DS in 2009. So the reason why is because, okay, so the 358 makes sense, right? So it's the game takes place over
358 days.
Right, and it's split in two because that's in reference to Sora's memories, which are stuck into two people, Roxas and Xion.
Why?
Because that's what they decided to call it.
That's stupid. I didn't know that. That's stupid. That's just stupid. Why?
Kingdom Hearts Recoded.
And there's more.
Wait. Why the fuck? Will you say you have a Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and 3, but you have 10 other games in the span of what the fuck does that?
So the fandom was
because Birth by Sleep takes place before the games, guys.
Okay, don't confuse Markeith more. Don't confuse Markeith more. Okay, Markeith. So basically, after 2, everyone asked the same exact question as you. When is 3 coming out? And like, Square Enix was just like, here's some DS games. And they're like, well, we don't want to play those. And it's like, well, you're going to need to if you know what Kingdom Hearts 3 is about. So everyone was like, all right, fine. But during this time, they weren't even developing Kingdom Hearts 3. They weren't developing Kingdom Hearts 3 into 2013. They were fucking lying to their fan base, essentially. They're like, just buy more spin-off games. You need to know all the things in them in order to understand 3. Ha ha ha. Which is true, but it's like a evil gimmicky marketing scheme. And these are throughout all different platforms, so you have to buy individual platforms. So you have to buy PS2 in order to get Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts 2, and Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. Then you have to buy DS in order to get Recoded, and 358 over 2 days. Then you have to buy a PSP for Birth by Sleep.
Birth by Sleep. Yeah.
And you have to play the mobile game Kingdom Hearts Union Cross in order to get the origin story of everything on your phone. Yes.
What about Kingdom Hearts? What about that 3DS game, Kingdom Hearts?
Yes, also the 3DS game, Dream Drop Distance.
I played that one.
Nice. Then you know some fuck shit that goes on there, or maybe you didn't remember.
No, I don't. I literally only remember. I never play. I only bought the shirt, but I know more about Birth by Sleep than any other game.
Right. All right, so we're going into Recoded, which was first actually it was first a game like on flip phones and shit, like the cheap little games or whatever. It was first that, but then like Square Enix is like, no one they're obsolete. You can't get that game anymore. So they turned it into a DS game in 2014. So Kingdom Hearts Recoded.
Wait, Recoded or Coded?
So the first one was called Coded, which was on the phone. But then they named it Recoded for the DS one, just basically saying this is the same story but on a different platform. They did the same thing with Chain of Memories. The GBA or Game Boy version of Chain of Memories was just called Chain of Memories. The PS2 version was called Re-Chain of Memories, which is basically the retelling of the story but just on a different platform.
10 games.
Yep.
We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 more pages to go, and we ain't stopping. Here we go.
What the
I have to be in
hell?
bed by 10.
Okay.
So 50 minutes.
We're
Plenty of time.
We're gonna try. Okay. So after Kingdom Hearts 2, but before the letter is delivered to them at the end of Kingdom Hearts 2, so the Mickey Mouse letter, which we still don't know what contains in it, we will know now. So basically, Jiminy Cricket throughout all the games has been like writing down, has basically been keeping a journal of like all the events that that has happened. It's basically a way, a in-game way to like a story summary. Like, all right, Peter, you know how in like Persona 5 when like a major story beat happens and it says you can view what just happened in this story summary thing.
Yes.
Yeah, that's essentially what Jiminy Cricket was doing.
It's like Nathan Drake's journal in Uncharted.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's taking notes and Mickey is like, I feel like we haven't uncovered everything about like nobodies and shit like that. We need more information. So Mickey Mouse decides to take Jiminy Cricket's journal because he notices there were some hidden messages.
Without his permission.
No, with his permission. With his permission.
Okay.
And
I was with. Okay.
and Chip and Dale, the little groundhogs.
Yes.
Yes.
So they're like engineers. So throughout all the games, basically, they designed a ship so that Sora and his gang can go to all the different Disney worlds. So they're like engineers or whatever. So they reconstruct Jiminy Cricket's journal into a computer simulation with what we like to call Data Sora. So this isn't real Sora. This is just a computer version of Data Sora. It's like basically.
We're playing a Matrix game.
Yes, you're actually really playing as Mickey. You're really playing as Mickey, playing as Sora.
Alright, but pause. Why though? I never understood. What was the point of Recoded? Why? Why? Actually, why?
Recoded if you spin the words around, you actually get retcon.
That's totally right. You're absolutely
Pretty
right.
much, they take what you know about Kingdom Hearts 1 and they're like, let's fix that.
So Data Sora, which later on becomes an actual fucking person. I'm not kidding. Becomes an actual person with a real heart, but he's his own individual.
What? How?
But Kingdom Hearts 3 forgets about it because no one likes Recoded.
I can see why.
Okay, so Data Sora's whole thing is he's trying to get rid of the bugs in this digital version of Jiminy Cricket's journal. Because after Kingdom Hearts 2, Jiminy Cricket's journal was completely reset. And all it says in the journal, it says, thank Naminé. Because if you remember, at the end of Chain of Memories, Naminé says, if I put you in this tube, you're going to forget everything that happened in Chain of Memories.
Okay.
All right. So he goes through all the Disney worlds, does all that bullshit. They uncover some of the major events in Birth by Sleep in this game. So like, who Aqua is, you're gonna know who Terra is, and you're gonna know who Ventus is. Not
I don't know.
just only them personally. This is basically like a setup game, essentially.
Which
It shows.
Which is the reason why there are bugs in the digital version of the journal is because Naminé messed with Data Sora's memories. And that's what was creating the bugs.
How? Why?
Because yes.
How could she mess with a Data's memory?
So Mickey, we're just playing. We're almost done. We're pretty much done with Recoded. So Mickey writes this letter to Sora.
That's the shortest one yet.
Yep. So Mickey Mouse writes this letter to Sora explaining all the events of Birth by Sleep, which we don't know fully yet. We just know that Birth by Sleep shit happened, and that's going to be explained in Birth by Sleep. And all the shit about somebodies and shit like that. Because before... No, that's a lie. Never mind, that's a lie. I don't know why I wrote that down.
Oh my god, the creator doesn't even know what he's talking about.
Mickey... Yes, Tetsuya Nomura doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
I was going to say the same thing, too.
Okay.
He really doesn't.
And Mickey convinces Yen Sid to train Sora and Riku to become Keyblade Masters, which are basically the events of Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream Drop Distance. Okay?
So, Jedis, basically.
But before we get to that, we have 3 pages of notes of Birth by Sleep.
Yay! Birth by Sleep, Aqua, not
Birth
the Aqua
by
from
Sleep.
Konosuba, but the loser one.
Yes. Birth by Sleep 2010.
Aqua X Terra.
Here we go! Okay. So, 10 years before Kingdom Hearts.
You gotta be fucking kidding me. What?
Dude, wait until we talk about the mobile game, bro. Chill,
Oh my
chill.
God,
Wait
the
until
mobile
we
game.
talk about.
That was the mobile game?
I specifically like made it oversimplified for the mobile game because if we get too deep in, it's just gonna keep.
This will never
will
get
never
done.
end.
Even I watch videos on it, I still don't get it.
Okay, so we are introduced to Aqua, Terra, and Ven, which we were kind of introduced to in Recoded.
Wait, I'm sorry. Wait, who was Aqua Teen Hunger Force? Wait, what?
What Team Hunger Force?
Aqua, Terra, and Ven are very essential parts into the Kingdom Hearts lore.
Oh.
And
Don't give him nicknames. His name is Ventus.
his name is
Please.
Ventus, but he has a doppelganger with a very similar name, so I'm just gonna call him fucking Ven, okay? So fuck you. Anyways,
So,
Yeah, but like,
Ventus. Okay, so Ventus looks exactly like Roxas, and you're like,
I
what the
wonder
fuck?
why.
Roxas isn't born yet. How is that even possible? We're saying as players, don't worry, I'll explain it. It's super convoluted and really stupid.
Is it reincarnation?
Okay. No.
You
Okay.
guys aren't ready for that. I'll leave it at that.
So they are being trained by this guy called Master Ericus, okay? And Master Ericus is best buddies with Xehanort, and Xehanort looks like an old man and shit. And that's the main villain of the Kingdom Hearts. We're finally at the main villain of Kingdom Hearts. Okay, so they become Keyblade, so during this time in the beginning of the game, Terra and Aqua are doing their tests to become Keyblade Masters. Ven can't be one because he's too young. It's kind of like Hogwarts. And if you don't pass the test, basically you can't visit Disney Worlds. And this is all taking place in the Land of Departure. Oh, that was a nice fart. Aqua passes, but Terra fails because he has too much darkness in his heart. And Xehanort's looking at Terra like a tasty snack because, as we mentioned before, Xehanort's like, man, I love darkness. Darkness is so cool. So then
Embrace the darkness.
Wait, so isn't that so Xehanort is a main villain and Ansem does he have to do anything with Ansem? Or is Ansem like not in the picture right now?
Oh boy, we're gonna get into it in
my
Dream Drop
gosh.
Distance, but that Xehanort from Kingdom Hearts 2 is a time traveler.
So continue.
Yeah, we haven't even gotten into the time travel aspects. Okay, so in Radiant,
fuck that aspect.
in Radiant Gardens, Ansem is basically studying hearts and shit, right? So that's all you really need to know. Aqua and Terra end up at Destiny Islands, where Aqua gives Kairi the ability to hold a Keyblade, but she never does in the entire series until Kingdom Hearts 3. And Terra gives Riku the ability to wield a Keyblade. Okay, so that's how Riku and Kairi can wield Keyblades, and Peter can fuck up his mic some more. Okay.
What? Fuck you.
Okay,
Piece of
so
shit.
basically after after the test, Terra's like, fuck this. I want to be a Keyblade master. So his Keyblade turns into a fucking bike, and he rides away to all the other Disney worlds, and he's like, I'm just gonna be a free spirit. And then Master Ericus is like, Aqua, you need to go after Terra and bring it back before he does some fuck shit. And she goes, okay. And Fen is like, I want to go too. And Fen is like, all right, let's go. Here we go. Okay. So before Ventus was trained by Ericus, he was trained by Master Xehanort. Okay?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
The reason for this is because Fen doesn't know it, but he's going to be a key player. Because he...
was that a pun?
He is... wait till the key pun. Wait until the key pun. It's coming. In fact, it's coming right now. So Xehanort wants to create the Keyblade. Not key as in Key, but Kai. You know key, like Dragon Ball Z? He wants to make the Keyblade.
So, like,
so the Keyblade, aka, we're just going to call it the Kai Blade from now on. Otherwise, it's just going to get confusing. But they call it the Keyblade. Okay. So, the Kai Blade...
And all the other Keyblades are just pale imitations.
Yes. The Kai Blade is the shit, because it can unlock Kingdom Hearts from anywhere. The real Kingdom Hearts, not the fabricated Kingdom Hearts that we've seen so far after, I don't know, 7 games, and we still haven't seen the real Kingdom Hearts. This is the game where the real Kingdom Hearts shows up.
Okay.
I could feel the anger surging through Markeith. So basically, Ventus is like, okay, so Xehanort has to gather up a whole bunch of darkness in order to have enough power to get the Keyblade, right? Or the Kai Blade, sorry. So Ventus is like, nah, I don't want to do it. And Xehanort's, well, I'm just going to force you. So Xehanort stabs Ben to unleash all his darkness from his heart. So now all his darkness is gone, and it forms into Vanitas. And Vanitas looks really similar to adult Sora, aka the Sora we've been seeing in the other games. And everyone at this point is like, why the fuck does he look like Sora?
How?
And Ventus looks like Roxas. Well, let me explain this aspect first. So all of Ventus's darkness is Vanitas, right? Okay, hold on.
No, by all means.
Okay, sorry. I'm getting caught up. So now, because Ventus doesn't have any darkness, he's a princess of light, but not a princess of light, just a light, like the same attributes of a princess of light, just because he has no darkness in him. Okay, so he's a princess of light. Just call him a princess of light now.
Okay, that's still going to lead into a question later, but it's not revealed yet.
He's a princess.
Okay,
of light.
you know what? Let's just explain this shit right now. Okay, so
Do we?
the moment Xehanort stabbed Sora, or sorry. So the moment Xehanort stabbed Ventus, Sora was born. So part of Ventus's heart goes in to Sora, which in exchange, because this is all happening,
I was saying,
because this is all happening at the same time within Ventus's heart. That's why Vanitas looks like Sora, is because the hearts were like, it's not really explained intangibly, but like that's why
the hearts were aligned is all I'm
yes,
getting.
pretty much the hearts were aligned because within that moment Sora was born, and then within that exact same moment Vanitas's darkness was being extracted, so the two kind of mixed in together, and that's why Vanitas looks like Sora. It's super stupid. It's incredibly stupid. I hate it. I don't know why it exists, but it fucking exists. And the reason why Vanitas looks like Roxas is because, well, part of Ventus's heart is within Sora.
Ventus or Ventus?
Sorry, Ventus. Jesus. Good guy, Ventus. Ven. We're just gonna call him fucking Ven. Okay? So...
No objections here.
So, Sora has actually always had 2 hearts with him. Vanitas' heart.
Only 2, huh?
The entire time. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It doesn't completely destroy his heart, but it's like a fragment of his heart. So, Ventus only has a fragment of his heart. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Bro, what the fuck is wrong with him? Why do you look like that? Vanitas, I'm talking about.
We're on page 2 of Birth by Sleep out of 3. Here we go.
We only on 2 now? That was just 1?
Peter has clocked out. Alright.
What do you mean I've clocked out?
Fucking with him. That could not have been 1 page.
You just like... Did you understand what I said, Peter? Or are you just enjoying the ride?
So you're talking about how Ventus was stabbed in the chest or whatever by Xehanort.
Okay, I'm just gonna believe
extracted.
that you know. Okay, here we go.
Wait,
okay.
No, I need to know your thought process and your note-taking skills. Do you just do like single space and like fucking like 9 font? What?
Did you type this out or write this out?
No, I wrote it out.
In 9 font?
On the first page. Okay, wait, huh?
I wrote all this out, like in bullet points.
Nah.
Listen, no. If you keep criticizing me, we're never gonna get through this fucking list. So how about you shut the fuck up and don't judge my skills, okay? Okay.
Why does the voice actor for Vanitas also voice Sora? What the fuck?
Because they're like the same person essentially.
Exactly.
Not the same person, but the same reflection of. Vanitas is.
They have the same face, the same voice.
Yes.
There you go.
There. Okay. Fine. Okay.
How am I the virgin?
So they recount the Keyblade War, in which the Keyblade War was fought because they wanted to make the Kai Blade, essentially. Because all these factions, which we'll get into in Kingdom Hearts Union Cross, were fighting over each other to make the Kai Blade, okay? So that's just what you have to know right now. So Vanitas tells Ven to meet him at the graveyard, okay? And so before that happens, Terra kills Master Ericus. Okay, so
yep.
Okay, yeah. During Terra's campaign, Xehanort is like hanging out with him and being like, hey, darkness is pretty cool. Kind of what like Maleficent was doing to Riku. Like, hey, darkness is pretty chill. You should definitely check it out. Also, the reason why Terra was killing his master Ericus is because Ericus was trying to kill Ven, because if Ven is still alive... Okay, so how the Kai Blade is formed is if there's equal parts light and equal parts darkness within the world, okay? So now that Xehanort split Vanitas and made... Or, sorry. Ventus and Vanitas...
We'll be here all night.
Vanitas is the darkness of Ven, okay? So, Ven is light, Vanitas is dark. So, when darkness and light are equal, that's when the Keyblade appears, okay? Alright. Okay, so that's why Ericus wanted to kill Ven, because if he kills Ven, then the Kai Blade can never exist. Or can appear. Okay? So, Terra kills Master Ericus, and then Aqua, Terra, Ven all meet up at the Keyblade graveyard after that event. So Ven fights Vanitas. Aqua fights Zigbar, which makes an appearance without an eye patch. So if you remember, Zigbar was part of the Organization 13 members, so it's like, oh, wait, does he play a bigger role? And this is when he was still a somebody. So this is before he becomes a nobody. Okay?
Yes.
Alright.
Okay. And Terra is fighting Xehanort. And Xehanort wants to unlock Kingdom Hearts in order to spread darkness and all that shit, because he loves darkness.
Is that really it? Is it only because he loves darkness? Like,
because he wants to
tragic
control
backstory?
everything. Because if he controls Kingdom Hearts, then he controls every aspect of life. It's the generic Hitler approach. Like, I just want to control everything.
Quick question though. The Keyblade, is it really as powerful as the Infinity Gauntlet? Serious question, actually.
I don't.
I don't know. Why the fuck would I know that?
Yeah, technically, Sora and the gang have been constantly moving between multiverses and shit. Because all the Disney worlds are completely different worlds. They're like different Earths or whatever. So the Keyblade controls the entire multiverse, whereas the Infinity Gauntlet, I mean, I don't know that much about Marvel, but I don't think it has any aspects in controlling the multiverse. So I would say, in my personal opinion, that the Keyblade is the most powerful.
Okay, continue.
All right, that tangent aside. Okay, so Ven and Vanitas are fighting within Ven's heart.
Why?
Because, well, Ven doesn't want that, because that means that light and darkness are fighting on equal grounds. So, essentially, Vanitas just forces himself in there because he wants to create the Keyblade. That's the only way he could do that. Ven beats him, which in return destroys the Keyblade. But that doesn't happen till later on. Ven kind of dies.
Okay, can you just say X-Blade? Because you keep saying Keyblade. I mean, just call
Okay,
it the damn
sorry,
X-Blade.
Keyblade, or X-Blade. Whatever. All right, X-Blade. It's called X-Blade.
Oh, we were talking about the X-Blade?
Yes.
Oh, why the fuck are you saying Kai?
That's
Well,
what it's actually
it's the same
called,
thing.
believe it or not.
So the X symbol is the symbol for Kai.
Yes.
You see why this
Continue.
fucking game franchise is so stupid? Okay.
Yo, cause I've been going through the wiki.
Okay, all
when
right,
you were
whatever.
talking.
Aqua takes...
Okay, fuck me then.
Okay, so...
No.
So after this happens, everything explodes, and Vanitas is gone for now. But Ven, gave up all his heart, so his heart goes into Sora's heart to heal up. So the rest of Ven's heart goes to heal up in Sora's heart. Okay?
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
But wait,
So now...
does this have anything to do with the fact that when he stabbed Ventus and Vanitas came out because Sora was being born? Does that have anything to do with that?
Yes, but that only got rid of half of Ven's heart.
Okay, but why go to Sora's heart specifically to heal?
Because half of his heart was already in there, so it's easier to complete a heart than just send half a heart to someone else's place. Listen, it's just because Sora needs to be connected to Ven. That's the only reason why, okay? Because the game developers are fucking stupid.
Proceed.
Okay. So Aqua takes Ven's body to heal in the Land of Departure, right? Which is where Master Ericus was killed. So Aqua, being a master of a Keyblade master,
Wait, when did Aquaman come in?
Markeiths, if you keep interrupting, we're never gonna fucking finish.
Look here, man.
Okay.
I got bed in 26 minutes. I got at 8 a.m. tomorrow. I told you this.
All right, stick with me. We're almost. I'm not gonna say we're almost there, but we're
Yeah,
we're
it's
getting,
a fucking lie.
we're getting,
Are we even in
we're
the
getting
fifth
there.
game?
Okay, okay. So we're on the 6th game. I want to cry. So Aqua turns the Land of Departure into Castle Oblivion. What? So Ven's body was in Castle Oblivion the entire time. So that's the reason why people lose their memory when they go through Castle Oblivion, is so they forget where they are and they can never find Ven, essentially. That's the design of Castle Oblivion.
Wait. So basically, Castle Oblivion is just one giant defense mechanism
Yes.
for Vents.
Yes.
Did the organization know this?
No.
So,
Wow.
Because she hid his
okay.
body. Like, no one knows where Ven is except Aqua. And Vanitas, but we'll get into that in Kingdom Hearts 3. Alright. We good?
Go on.
Okay. So Aqua returns to the graveyard to see Xehanort possessing Terra's body. So during the fight, Terra essentially loses and Xehanort takes possession of his body. And from this point forward, we're going to refer to this Xehanort, because there's multiple Xehanorts, as Terranort. Okay?
Uh-huh.
Dude, college Fortnite tournament? Dude, what the fuck?
So, you know how Ansem, or Heartless Ansem, possessed Riku? That's what's happening to Terra.
Oh, he's molesting them. Okay.
Yes, okay.
Got it.
So Xehanort can possess anyone as long as they have a little bit of darkness in their heart.
I mean,
So anyone except Sora, apparently.
No, because Sora still has a little bit of darkness in his heart.
So he could possess Sora.
Yes, which we'll get into later. Okay, 3rd page, here we go. Aqua defeats Terranort, but then he uses his Keyblade to unlock his heart to trap Aqua in the Realm of Darkness, which makes him get memory loss. By him, I'm referring to
repeat
Terranort.
that?
Okay, so Aqua and Terranort, that's the final battle. They're fighting and shit, and Aqua wins, but Terra is still in there. Xehanort's in there, but Terra's still fighting against... It's kind of like Riku in Chain of Memories, how he was fighting against his Xehanort self, or his dark self, or whatever. And basically the same thing is happening to Terranort. So Terra, with the last bit of strength that he has over Xehanort's control, stabs himself with a Keyblade and opens up a portal to the Realm of Darkness, which the Realm of Darkness was in Kingdom Hearts 1, which was at the other side of that artificial Kingdom Hearts.
Okay.
I'm just still trying to process the fact this all happened because some niggas want to get off an island.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So in doing so, Terra just makes this version of Xehanort like have memory loss until like the events of Kingdom Hearts 2, essentially. So Xehanort is just like kind of a normal guy right now until slowly over time he starts gaining back the memories until he has a full memory, and then that's when he decides to create his Heartless, aka Ansem Heartless, and Semnis, aka his Nobody.
Okay, I don't know if I asked this, but why did Xehanort take Ansem the Wise's name?
Okay, so
No fucking what? You see how long that took? It took so long to answer that, bro. You threw him for a loop, dude.
so there are no Heartless, because Heartless haven't been made because Xehanort or Ansem Heartless hasn't created the Heartless yet. So instead they're just called
Wait. So Heartless were
Heartless were never a
beings?
thing before this. Heartless only came into existence in Kingdom Hearts 1.
So then what would have happened if somebody were to die or get killed off? Would they just die permanently?
Yeah.
Huh.
Okay.
Proceed.
So instead, there are these enemies called the Unversed, which just basically all come from Vanitas. Because Vanitas essentially made the prototype of Heartless, and then Xehanort later on kind of expanded on that. Terranort, rather. Okay. Explain that. Alright. Explain that. Explain that. Okay. So, part of Terra's soul went into his Keyblade armor. So they all have like Keyblade armor, by the way. And like part of Terra's soul possesses this armor, and he fights Xehanort, and he wins, but Xehanort still gets the upper hand, so it almost doesn't matter.
How do you win but still lose?
You win in the fight scene, but then the cutscene right after you lose.
Okay, I get it. One of those
I knew
things.
these niggas were gonna lose anyway. It's a fucking Halo Reach shit. Like, come on.
Now you're getting it.
Okay.
When in the prequel has a protagonist ever won?
So now this is where it gets some fuck shit. Okay, here we go.
Point
So
made.
I already know there's gonna be questions and I don't know the answers to them. So Roxas was never a nobody.
Wait, what?
Okay, so stop right there.
Wait, what?
Stop right there. Stop right there.
You can't
Then what the
wait.
fuck was he?
Wait, hold up. No, back the fuck up. You can't. Wait, nah. You just took all that shit 2 hours ago and just come up here and say, "Oh, he wasn't that."
Okay,
That's
so
basically saying.
do you want me to kind of explain?
You basically saying like, "Oh, Malcolm
Okay,
X did
so
all this shit."
Roxas,
He wasn't black.
Roxas has a piece, the other half of Ven's heart in him. So he was never technically a nobody. So this whole time he was never a nobody. He had a piece. He was born as a nobody, but like Ven's heart, half of Ven's heart again went into Roxas. So Roxas is technically a somebody.
Do you know how much sense that makes?
Absolutely none, but the game developers want you to believe it does. All right, last note.
Okay.
The reasons. Oh, I already explained the dual wielding thing. All right, we're done with Birth by Sleep.
Okay.
Wait, what? We're just finishing that shit? What the fuck?
Peter, have you been paying
How
attention?
are we not? Yeah, I have. What the fuck?
Okay, Dream Drop
Yo,
Distance.
okay,
We have two more.
No.
We have two more games.
bro. Yo,
I'm surprised I've
like,
done this in under like 2 hours. I'm about to go over 2 hours. Okay, I'm surprised I've done this under 3 hours. This is actually really impressive. We have two more games. Markeith, if it's important, please say it now. But if it is not important, and if it's just some funny shit, just shut the fuck up.
Look, you have 17 minutes.
I have enough time. If you want to leave, then go, because there's no point in making a part 2 now that I have 2 games left.
Okay, bet. So, it has been great,
All right.
guys. I will see you. It has been very. Look, I need to do my night ritual. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Is that like masturbating? Like what
Yes.
does that mean?
I will keep my night ritual secretive.
So,
for it is my night.
Markeith,
ritual.
I hope you visit this
So,
podcast.
yes.
I hope you visit the podcast later when it posts on YouTube so you can understand the whole entirety of Kingdom Hearts. But I have a feeling you're not going to do that because you're sick of Kingdom Hearts because it makes no fucking sense. But
Correct.
anyways,
Okay.
plug in your shit and get it going.
All right. So, I am in the process. For any musicians that are listening to this, I'm in the process of making my BeatStar profiles to be selling my beats. So you guys can officially be singing over Markeith Black Productions.
He's Kenny
So-
Beats, but he's black. Just take the compliment.
Thank you. So,
Bye.
yeah. So be on the lookout for that. Bye.
All right. Love you.
Laters.
Okay. Markeiths left the building.
I'm gonna miss him when he's dead.
Okay, Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream Drop Distance on the 3DS 2017. Now there's time travel. So you know how there's multiple Xehanorts? Well, this is the game that explains it. Okay, so Sora and Riku, this is the first official sequel of Kingdom Hearts 2 is in Dream Drop Distance because Sora and Riku are going for the Keyblade Master's degree or whatever, and Yedzid sends Riku and Sora to like help other worlds out in sleeping worlds because the worlds are sleeping and their hearts need a healing. So basically in this game you fight these things called nightmares, and yeah, I mean they're not heartless, but they're kind of heartless, but they're more nightmares.
What's the difference?
There's none really, except for like they're heartless but in sleeping worlds instead of awake worlds. Whatever, it's fine. Okay, so here's where we explain why there's X's in every Organization 13's name and why Xehanort created it. So the reason why there are X's in all the Organization 13's names is because that is a tracking device that he uses to track everyone.
What's a tracking device?
The X's in their names.
Okay.
And
back that happy train up real quick. So the letter X being implanted in their names is used as a tracking device.
Yes.
Okay, you lost me. You're gonna have to explain how, why, what?
So he created a symbol that looks like an X and implants them in everyone's name. Because Xehanort created Organization 13, essentially. So he's like, alright, I need to find a way to control...
Yeah, and they're all just a bunch of Xehanorts, right?
Everyone is Xehanort and everyone is Sora, basically. Yes. And the reason why Xehanort can track Sora throughout this whole game is because on Sora's outfit, there's an X on it.
Okay. So how does he have a tracker on a freaking verbal...
He can just control the letter X. If it has an X on it, he controls it. It's called the something sigil, but essentially it's an X.
It's called These Nuts.
Okay, just move on, because I'm never going to get that.
Okay, beautiful. So,
Hey, JJ.
because of Kingdom Hearts 2, and Sora defeating all the... What?
Oh. I want to make sure you can...
Okay, beautiful.
Just keep going, I'm sorry.
Because of Kingdom Hearts 2, how Sora killed all the nobodies in Organization 13, some of them have become somebodies. They're whole persons again. Hooray! And they're like super helpful and shit. And super friendly. So they're good guys now. Some of them. Okay, I explained the X's, how stupid that shit is. Yep, explain that.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so young Xehanort shows up, which is basically Terranort. And Ansem, Heartless Ansem, back in Kingdom Hearts 1, time travels to young Xehanort, aka the Xehanort that supposedly in Birth by Sleep forgot everything at the end of Birth by Sleep. And he's like, hey, by the way, your name is Xehanort, and I'm here to gather up all the other Xehanorts, and we're gonna spread darkness and shit. So I'm gonna give you this time travel potion, and you're gonna travel throughout future, past, all the other Xehanorts, and gather them up all here. Or just gather them all up in my timeline. And young Xehanort's like, okay. So yeah. Because Xehanort's Heartless and Nobody was destroyed, aka Xemnas and Ansem Heartless in the present, Xehanort comes back to life as a somebody. But for some reason, he's old and it's never explained. He's his old self from Birth by Sleep. It's never explained. I don't know why the fuck that is, but
That's
it just
a
is.
thing that can happen, but why?
Sure, why not? Okay, in Birth by Sleep, Xehanort wanted to create the Kai blade, but it exploded into pieces because Ven and Vanitas were fighting. So he creates, So the Kai blade exploded into 7 light pieces, aka the 7 lights, the 7 princesses, and 13 dark, which were the original Organization 13. So now that the original Organization 13 has been disbanded, Xehanort needs 17 people in which he can possess, essentially. And he calls this group the real Organization 13.
Why?
Because it's the real Organization 13. Because he's controlling it. Not Xemnas. Him. If you keep asking questions, it's just...
Go on.
Yeah. Okay, so the 7 lights can either be the 7 princesses or the 7 good guys in Kingdom Hearts 3. Apparently, they're interchangeable. So, whatever. This is why Organization 13, but they big families. So the reason why he sent Heartless Ansem to time travel is because he wanted his own Xehanorts that shared his ideology and shit like that. So essentially, once Xehanort became a somebody, he immediately recreated Ansem Heartless and Xemnas, aka Xehanort's nobody. And he's just like, alright, I got 2 of you already, we need more Xehanorts, so let's go get Terranort and other Xehanorts throughout the timeline. And it's like,
and
okay.
they just went along with that? They didn't try to
Well, he's just they're all the same person essentially, so they all share the same ideas. Like, hey, this is what I've been striving for, so I might as well just join you. And note how I mentioned before that Xehanort can control anyone with darkness, so he does that to Xigbar and some other Organization 13 members that were evil, that decided to be evil instead of being somebody's, because apparently you could just do that. Fuck it, why not? Okay, so throughout the game, Sora's defeating these nightmares, and then Xehanort gets a hold of him, and he wants his last 13th member to be Sora, but Norted, because that way he's really powerful and shit. Because Sora at this point, he's not the chosen one necessarily, but he's a super powerful Keyblade wielder. And Xehanort's like, I want that guy on my team. Oh my god. I'm really losing it. He almost Norts...
You're losing it?
He almost Norts Axel, which is now Lee, because the X is taken out of the name. But Lee saves Sora before Xehanort can Nort Sora. So Sora never turns into Xehanort, but he almost does.
How did he get Sora in the first place?
Because he was tracking him with the X. That's the whole reason why the X exists on Sora's chest, is because you have to look up the costume and then you'll kind of understand it. Just look up Dream Drop
No,
Distance.
I know the costume.
Yeah.
I know the costume, and you're telling me he tracked him because of that?
Yes.
That's...
Uh-huh. Yep. Okay.
Go on.
Riku passes and Sora fails because Yensid is like, fucking Riku and Axel, aka Lee now, had to come save your ass, Sora. You almost fucking died. So you don't pass, but Riku passes. And everyone's like, oh man. And because Sora almost got Norted, all his stats go back to 0. Essentially, he starts from a clean slate. So that's why in Kingdom Hearts 3, he has to regain all his powers. And by doing that, he goes across all the Disney worlds. Okay. It's kind of like Samus's at the beginning of every Metroid. You know how Samus has like a reset, essentially. Like, I lost all my armor, now I have to get it back. It's essentially that. It's a video game equivalent of that, but they have to fit it into the story somehow.
Lovely.
All right. Also, Zigbor is kind of Xehanort, but we'll get into that at the end of Kingdom Hearts 3. Now, we're almost at Kingdom Hearts 3. I kind of lied. I thought we were on...
Christ, we're not at Kingdom Hearts 3.
We are at Union. Don't worry. I'm going to speed through Union. Okay, Union Cross, a.k.a. back cover. Okay, PC and mobile only. So long ago, so this is before Birth by Sleep, in the Age of Fairy Tales. There was this world called Daybreak Town, and all the worlds were connected. There was no multiverse whatsoever. And there was this guy called the Master of Masters. And he wears the same outfit as Organization 13 members. It's never explained why. We still haven't had an explanation of that, but like he's just in that outfit with the hood up so you can't see his face or anything. We still don't know what his face looks like. So he wrote this book called The Book of Prophecies, in which, with the help of this Keyblade called No Name. No Name is Xehanort's Keyblade that he uses throughout the whole series. But Xehanort hasn't even come into existence yet. So basically, how Xehanort gets the No Name Keyblade is because the Master of Masters sends one of his 6 apprentices with a black box and the No Name thing, and he's like, all right, make sure to pass on this black box and this Keyblade to your other apprentices and their apprentices and their apprentices. And then that guy named Lexus is like, okay. So then he runs off. Okay. And then there's this... Okay, so basically this is just how the Keyblade War happens. So there are 6 apprentices. Each of them think they have the same copy of the Book of Prophecies, but actually they don't. And the Master of Masters just lied to them. And now they think because they have different versions of the prophecy books, they think there's a traitor amongst themselves. There's actually no traitor at all. Okay. So now each of them... So there was this rule that there should be no unions, aka no separate armies. Everyone's just a one singular group. But after they don't trust each other, the other 6 apprentices, or now 5, I guess, 5 apprentices decide to split up, and that's how the Keyblade War happens. They fight over each other because they want to create this thing called the Kai Blade, because they want to be the ultimate rulers and shit like that.
Doesn't several time paradox happen in this stupid game? Okay, just go on.
I mean, that's basically it. That's how the Keyblade War happens, and that's how Xehanort gets his Keyblade No Name, and there's this mysterious black box which only appears in Kingdom Hearts 3. Now, we are at Kingdom Hearts 0.2 Birth by Sleep, a fragmentation passage. This one is a really quick one. Basically, the whole entire game is just Aqua in the Realm of Darkness, and Mickey's like, I'm gonna come save you eventually, and she's like, okay. That's basically the entire game, or we're just gonna go right through it. It's not really that important. Now we're at Kingdom Hearts 3. You left the chat. You left.
I can hear you now.
Oh, okay. I thought you left the chat because I was like, now we're at Kingdom Hearts 3, and then you just fucking left.
No, I just couldn't. Yeah, I got cut out.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. So, Kingdom Hearts 3. Peter, your microphone's kind of...
My microphone's gone? What does that mean?
No. Like
It's
there's
I hear a breeze where
wind
it's
and
like
shit.
moving.
So stupid. I gotta get up.
Okay. I'm gonna edit
There
that
we
part
go.
out. Beautiful. Okay. So Sora
You're not gonna edit this whole podcast out.
So, Sora, I'm just gonna keep all this in. Okay, so Sora has to relearn the power of awakening, which is the only power he can do or whatever the fuck. I'm getting like burnout. Holy shit. Okay. So the power of awakening will basically allow him to release all the hearts that have been inside of him, aka what the fuck is the bitch's name? Xeon? Xion? Xion. Sorry. Fucking Xion.
We don't know anything.
Sorry. Fucking Xion. And Ventus's half of Ventus's heart. So then Ventus can fucking wake up. Right. And in doing that would also wake up Roxas's heart. Or whatever the fuck. Okay. So Pete and Maleficent, throughout the whole thing, they're kind of a footnote, but they're looking for this black box from Union Cross, right? So they're trying to look for the black box that Xehanort's apprentice, Luix, or I don't remember how to pronounce his name, but fuck it, we're just gonna call him that. Or not Xehanort's apprentice, sorry, the Masters of Masters apprentice. They're trying to look for that black box, right? Okay. Okay, I explained that Xehanort has a real Organization 13 with the added member because they didn't get Sora. They got Dark Riku, which they time traveled back in Chain of Memories, grabbed that clone Riku and brought him to the present, essentially. Okay. And Vanitas is part of it too.
This happened in 3?
Yes. It's explained, but it's not shown. Okay, so...
Oh, wow. Tell, don't show. Got it.
Yeah. So Riku and Mickey, while Sora is trying to learn the power of awakening, are trying to save Aqua. But Aqua has... Mickey Mouse pretty much fucking forgot about Aqua for, like, the majority of the games. Like, he knew about her since Kingdom Hearts 1, and has just been like, we'll take care of that shit later. And it's been like some odd years since then. So Aqua has just fallen deeper into darkness, and she's become anti-Aqua or whatever. And like Riku and Mickey are like struggling to fight her, so then Sora just shows up out of buttfuck nowhere. And him and Riku combine their Keyblades to make the gay Keyblade because they're both married and they're both very gay for each other. That's a joke.
Okay, wait, but question though, why? I always wondered, why is Riku's Keyblade basically a motorcycle key?
So Sora defeats anti-Aqua, and Aqua snaps out. He basically does what he did with Riku in the first one. He beats the darkness right out of her. And so Aqua's like, oh boy, now he can escape. So they all escape, and they all travel to Castle Oblivion, where Aqua turns Castle Oblivion back into the Land of Departure, aka the place where they were trained in Birth by Sleep. Okay. And then Sora learns the power of awakening, and he recovers Ven, so Ven has a whole heart now because his half of the heart is now inside of Ven. And Ven can now be alive. Hooray!
Yay, go Ven.
Okay.
Yay. He's back.
Meanwhile...
Can we see some Rule 34 of Aqua, please?
Well, she is the only hot person in Kingdom Hearts, so yeah, go ahead. Throw it up, editor.
Well, have you
let's not lie about that.
What are you talking about? Who else?
Dude? Mickey.
Who?
Okay, I don't know about what he's saying.
Xion?
Mickey.
Oh, I think you mean a Donald, excuse you. That's, by the way, Donald and Goofy throughout the whole thing are just like, Goofy's all like, darkness, Zemnis, Xehanort, and then Donald just responds with, and Donald, fucking heal me, please, because Donald never fucking heals me. He's too busy healing his fucking self. Fuck you, Donald. Piece of shit.
So you're projecting hard.
Uh-huh. So meanwhile, Aqua and Ventus have been fighting. Vanitas grabs. Oh, okay. So while this is happening, two other Organization 13 members, which I can't pronounce the name of, so let's just call them V and D, have been sleeper agents for Ansem. So they're technically part of the real Organization 13. By the way, there's more than 13 members of the real Organization 13. So those are the two that are betraying the real Organization 13 and working for Ansem. And they're like, we got to go recover a replica body for Roxas. And so when Roxas, because remember, Roxas is still within Sora right now.
So what are replica bodies? Explain that.
They're just bodies you could just project hearts into.
So copy bots.
Pretty much.
Got it.
So Roxas's heart is still in Sora's at this point. Vivent's heart is out, so we all good there. Goofy of all fucking people. So basically Yensid is trying to describe their plan, which he's just like, alright, we just gotta face Xehanort. But then Goofy actually brings up the point where he's like, well, wait, there's only 7 lights and 13 darknesses. If we fight them, then the Keyblade is gonna get made, or sorry, the Kai Blade is gonna get made. And that's exactly what Xehanort wants, so shouldn't we, like, not fight him so he can never have the Kai Blade? And then Yensid is just like, shut the fuck up, Goofy, you fucking idiot. And then he goes, Gorsh, and then they just fight because Yensid said so.
Do exactly what Goofy warned about. Okay.
Yep. Goofy is the voice of reason. So they meet up in the Keyblade graveyard, and Terranort. So in the Keyblade graveyard, they show up, and a whole bunch of Heartless start fighting them, and they beat the Heartless, but Terranort, aka Xehanort, Terra's body possessed by Xehanort, is like, I'm gonna kill you now. So he literally kills everyone. He kills Sora, Kairi, Axel, Donald, Goofy, Mickey Mouse, Riku. I'm pretty sure that's everyone. All 7 of the lights. Donald, Goofy aren't lights. They're just there for assistance, essentially. Okay, so then they all wake up in in what's called the final world.
So what, heaven?
Yes, heaven. And this little fucking cat mouse thing that has shown up in all the cross games are like, hi, I'm like the gatekeeper here. You guys are dead. And Sora's like, well, I can't be dead. We gotta go save the world. And then he's like, oh, well, all you have to do is like gather the remainder. I guess when you go to heaven, your soul scatters, so you have to find, in order to come back to life, you have to gather up all the fragments of your soul. So you do this little shitty mini game where you run around collecting other Soras. It's really fucking stupid.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so Sora gathers up all his souls and he brings everyone back to life. And they fight a bunch of Heartless. And so he's like losing, and he's like, wait a minute, I can summon the power of awakening. This is a Keyblade graveyard. I can tell all the souls of these Keyblades to come help fight me. Come help fight this giant Heartless horde. So while he's fighting the giant Heartless horde, like, there's a little bar at the side of the screen, and it has all the names of the players who played Union Cross, like people's gamer tags, essentially. Just scrolling down while you're fighting. It's like, oh my god, so the Keyblade War was fought by you guys. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that stupid?
Isn't that something?
Yep.
So that doesn't matter because your Keyblades are useless because they're still surrounded by Heartless. So whatever the fuck. So Yedzid comes in and he's like, I'm just gonna Moses this bitch, and splits the Heartless like the fucking Red Seas, and he's like, go after the real Organization 13. So now they're finally face to face with the other Xehanorts and the real Organization 13, and Xehanort decides to make a maze out of it. So instead of all of them fighting at once, they're like going through this maze, and basically Sora has to fight each individual person. Has to help fight each individual Organization 13 member, and then Roxas comes back because basically Ansem used Roxas's digital heart from the simulation in Kingdom Hearts 2 into the fucking replica body that I mentioned before, and Roxas is back with all memories of what's happened so far, even though he wasn't alive for those, because we just have to have Roxas here because he's fan service. That's why. And then like
he's fan
Xion
service.
and Axel are all there, and they're all hugging, and it's super cute, and it's like, yay. Okay. So I kind of skipped over some of this, but I think that's alright.
Take your time. We believe in you.
Yeah, we got all night, dude.
And then Sora's heart goes back to Xion, so she's whole again. And then so Sora defeats Terranort, which Terranort, so Terranort can summon this like giant demon shadow thing from the back of him, and that's revealed after they defeat Terranort that was the real Terra being manipulated by Terranort, and that little shadow thing, aka Terra, essentially defeated Terranort, and like Terra's back as his full self, so Aqua and Ben are all together, and it's woo, fan service, hooray.
Now kiss.
Terra and Aqua, definitely. Ben would just watch in the corner.
Ben's the child. That's what he is.
Yeah. Okay, so Xehanort's like, I'm going to fucking summon Kingdom Hearts, and then Kairi decides after all these games to do something useful, and then Xehanort just kills her, just in one swing. She's literally done nothing the entire series. Now she finally does something, but she just fucking dies, and dies because she's a princess. Because she's a princess of light, so she can't have a heartless and a nobody. So she's gone. Okay. Or so we think.
She's gonna come back. Let's stop teasing it. We all know it.
Sora then kills the last remaining member of the Xehanorts, and the Kai Blade is formed. Because as long as you do battle, it doesn't matter if the other 13 are defeated. In fact, the more you defeat, the more likely the Kai Blade is to appear. So the Kai Blade just appears at this point.
Yeah, that's why somebody warned him.
Mm-hmm. Gorsh, I fucking told you so. Okay, Xehanort takes the Kai Blade and summons Kingdom Hearts, and he's about to win when Mickey comes out and stops time.
What?
Pauses time.
Because why
He has the
not?
ability to pause time.
That would have been useful several games ago.
Yeah, but he just decides to use it now to just tell Sora, "Hey, listen, you have to go into Xehanort's heart and like defeat him in there." So Sora, Donald, and Goofy go inside of Xehanort. They're deep inside him, deep inside his heart, just penetrating him.
Good night.
Sora defeats. Okay, so Sora. Okay, all right, we're just gonna go. Sora defeats Xehanort, and they come back to the present, and Xehanort is like, "Oh, I'm so weak, but like I can still bring darkness to Kingdom Hearts." And this is okay. So the ghost of Master Ericus appears, and the only reason why he can appear is because when Terra killed him, his soul particles were trapped in Terra's hair.
What?
Mm-hmm.
It
So
was
Master
trapped
Ericus
in his hair.
So Master Ericus has been here the entire time, or at least a ghost of him. Okay.
Damn. That's insane.
Kingdom Hearts is so fucking stupid. Ericus convinces Xehanort. So, like, you defeat Xehanort, but it's like, the cutscene is still like, oh, I'm going to fucking win. And Master Ericus, because in Birth by Sleep, they're like best friends. They're like rivals, but they're like best friends type of deal. And Master Ericus just goes up to him, puts his hand on his shoulder, and it just goes, hey, it's time to give up, bud. Let's just go to heaven. And then Xehanort goes, okay. He blushes a little bit, they kiss, and then they go up to heaven. and so you don't kill him yourself, really. That luxury is taken away from you, and Master Ericus, the ghost of Master Ericus, just takes Xehanort away. Okay.
Yeah.
No.
I got nothing much to say here, so.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Is that it? Did we make it?
Almost.
No.
Sora grabs the Kai Blade and he heals Kingdom Hearts.
Wait. Pause. I do have a question though. Are you gonna go over the DLC as well?
Yes.
God fucking.
Very quick. It's very quick. Very quick. So the Kai Blade. Sora grabs the Kai Blade, heals Kingdom Hearts. Everyone unites, but Sora disappears because we notice that Kyrie's there. Wait, how is Kyrie alive? Well, in the DLC, Sora essentially went back in time and during the final battle and was in everyone's hearts because he used the power of awakening. And by doing so, they all formed Kyrie's heart somehow, and so Kyrie was able to live. I'm really simplifying the DLC because I just don't want to talk about Kingdom Hearts anymore. So
I thought honestly I'm reaching my limit too, but go on, I'll bear with. I'll stick it out.
Okay. So at the end, everyone's reunited except for Sora. He's off somewhere else, which I'll explain later. Pete and Maleficent find the black box, which Luix, aka the apprentice of the Masters of Masters, has, and it's revealed that Luxus is Xigbar the entire time. One of the other organization 13 members. Yeah, so I guess it's implied that Xigbar was the one who trained Xehanort and passed down the Keyblade that Xehanort has. So Xigbar is gonna be the new villain, I guess? I don't know. And we see the black box, and he is about to open it, and then we don't see what the fuck is in that black box. God damn it.
Aren't they in some fucking modern day city though? At the end of Kingdom Hearts 3?
I'll get to that. Not Xigbar, but Sora is.
They're in Shibuya to be more specific.
Yes. Near the 401 tower.
Wait. So they're in Persona? It all comes back full circle,
No.
JJ.
Also, okay, so Sora wakes up in Tokyo for some reason, and Baron Rex, the video game character from the Toy Story world, is there somehow. And Baron Rex is very similar to a character design in Final Fantasy 13 Versus, the one that Nomura was supposed to be working on, but was kicked out. So I guess Baron Rex is gonna somehow be part of the Kingdom Hearts franchise now. So we're just gonna keep going.
Yeah, just do that.
So there's a theory online which I didn't go into, but the basics of it is Kingdom Hearts 3 was all just a dream. But I haven't read too much into it. I just know that's the conclusion of it, but I don't care. Okay, so just touch it very, very briefly on the DLC. Riku visits the Final Fantasy characters that have been kind of spread out through the entire game. So he's basically like, sorry we visited all the Disney worlds and didn't pay attention to you guys. And they're like, haha, whatever, it's fine. Yeah, Sora uses the Power of Awakening to save Kairi. So the secret ending for the DLC, if you defeat Baron Rex, which is a very hard enemy, by the way, reveals that Sora is in Tokyo, and it's awfully similar to a Square Enix game called The End of Worlds. Hold on, let me get this right.
Yeah, not dying at all. Keep on. Take your time.
Shit.
Take your time, buddy. We believe. We believe.
Oh yeah, The World Ends With You is the game. It was like a DS game.
Weren't they in
Peter,
Kingdom
you might.
Hearts 2?
Yeah. No, they were in Kingdom Hearts 3D Dream Drop Distance. Sora actually interacts with the main character in there. So people are theorizing that we're going to be, in the future Kingdom Hearts games, they're not going to deal with Disney worlds. They're going to deal with Square Enix worlds. So, like, their properties and stuff like that. And possibly Final Fantasy worlds, which I think would be actually kind of interesting. Because I'm done with Disney so far. And if they could just move on from Disney, that'd be fine. But we'll see.
But you're telling me that, like, Mickey saying important shit in his Mickey voice is getting annoying to you?
Yes.
Wow.
So
I will stop him.
We fucking made it, boys. We did it. 2 hours and 30
We did
minutes. I just want to touch very briefly on the future of Kingdom Hearts. Like what I said before, Square Enix properties maybe instead of Disney games. We'll see. Really, hopefully, we'll see what happens. When my voice is getting raspy, holy shit. We'll see what happens in the new Kingdom Hearts game. The Kingdom Hearts Melody something, because there's a 5-minute cutscene if you beat the entire game perfectly. That'll maybe explain something. Who knows? Riku is trying to find Sora. Okay, so in the cutscene,
very confident.
In the secret ending cutscene, Riku is like also in the same world. So now, throughout all the games, Sora has been trying to find Riku. Now it's Riku's turn to try to find Sora, essentially. And then also at the secret ending, we see the Master of Masters is where Sora is. We still don't know who he is. We still don't know about the black box. That is the end. We're done. And that is just all of the Xehanort saga. Tetsuya Nomura said all the games so far have just been the Xehanort saga. The future Kingdom Hearts games are going to be a different saga. So Kingdom Hearts will keep going till the end of time. That is the end.
It ain't look, I don't follow the franchise like that. I sometimes watch people suffer, but dear God, the ending there was putting me to sleep. I'm not gonna lie, Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of didn't pay Kingdom Hearts 3 a good service because I was just exhausted toward the end. But it's a very fan servicey game where it's like, look, all these characters back together. It's so great. It's so cool. It's cool as a longtime Kingdom Hearts fan, but like as a newcomer, you're just like, I'm done. So yeah. So what did you guys think about Kingdom Hearts' story? Is it influencing you to pick up the games, or are you just like, I'm just not gonna even try?
TLDR is all I gotta say.
Peter?
Let's see. What are my thoughts after all of that? See, like, they got really cool stuff, like some cool things, like Ventus kind of hot, but like no, I would not be interested in. I mean, just because I don't really like. I played Dream Drop Distance and I hated it every second.
Well,
it was boring.
That's like one of the worst ones. The best ones is Kingdom Hearts. My favorite one is Kingdom Hearts 2 and Birth by Sleep. Those are my two favorite. Birth by Sleep is really good. Kingdom Hearts.
See, I will only ever play Burst by Sleep because I bought the shirt without playing the game or anything, knowing anything about Kingdom Hearts.
You feel obligated.
I bought the shirt like back in like early high school, and I was like, man, this shirt just looks really cool, and these character designs look really cool.
Because the cover art, the cover art for most of the games are like really cool and stuff, and the music in the games are just awesome. I mean, simple and clean, like, goddamn, that is my juice and jam.
Passion is actually the best one, though.
Which one is? Which
that
game
was
is
the
that
theme.
from?
It's Sanctuary, actually, not Passion. But
yeah, I was just about to say. Yeah, Sanctuary is the second one. Yeah, that one's good as well. And then they just, for all the intros, they either do a remix of Sanctuary or Simple and Clean. But in the third one, they actually got the same singer back. And she did two. She did Face My Fears and another one.
Yep.
Which is a crossover. Face My Fears is the one featuring dubstep. Yeah. So if you're early 2010 kid, you'll enjoy that. Yeah, I mean that's Kingdom Hearts. The story's convoluted and retconned, but I mean, I've been with the series so far. I basically know everything about it, and I can't stop. The dialogue's super cheesy, super corny and shit, and I totally recognize that. The gameplay can be repetitive at times, but like, goddamn, I'm just so invested, and it's so nostalgic to me. Listen, once I hear Simple and Clean, I'm automatically there. Like, you can't stop. I'm there. Like, it's done for. Like, it's just part of my childhood. Like, I get choked up during some of these games because I just like have such good memories with them. And that damn fucking Ansem battle, I thought I was gonna break my controller. I did break one of my controllers in Kingdom Hearts 2. I broke my controller, my PS2 controller. Had to buy a new one.
Wait, what the heck? Why?
Because I was just so mad. I was just this boss guy. He's one of the organization members. He has like an electric guitar.
Than Big Sam.
Yeah. No. No. I still haven't beat Big Sam. I will never beat Big Sam. Ever.
And you haven't broke your control over that?
No, because that's more. Because it's just different. Well, I was younger with Kingdom Hearts. I like started fighting Big Sam when I was like, I don't know how old, 20 something. So like, you know, I don't have gamer rage anymore. But as a kid, I definitely had gamer rage.
We all probably did as kids.
Yeah. Oh yeah, most definitely. I've only broken 2 controllers in my life, but one was PS 2 and one was Xbox 360. Because I broke that controller over Assassin's Creed, the first one, because that game is just so fucking broken, and I kept dying for no reason. That game is legit shit. Anyways, Kingdom Hearts, the story's super convoluted. If you want to get into it, honestly, just look up lore videos. But if you actually want to get into it, now all the games are actually in one platform, PS4. You could get the Kingdom Hearts 2. I think it's 2.1, and then Kingdom Hearts... Or sorry, I think it's 2.2, and then Kingdom Hearts 2.5, and then Kingdom Hearts 2.8. So just get all those, and you'll have all the games on there, basically. My throat really hurts, so I'm going to end this video. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for
recording.
Yeah, stay tuned for more videos. Well, I gotta do the closer. I'm going to be doing a Dune video where I explain the first 3 books of Dune. And I just bought a green screen for that, so it's going to be a little bit more comedic. And I'm finally going to actually be making videos instead of just doing podcasts. I'll be doing them simultaneously because I haven't made a video in a while. But thank you guys for sticking with me and shit like that. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that fun and jazz. Peter, plug your shit in.
Yo, watch the We Sell Dirt podcast at We Sell Dirt Podcast YouTube. Please check it out. We're pretty cute. Me and Randall.
I mean,
Randall
cute.
from the... Randall, popular, most outrageously cute and handsome member of the Sheep and Friends podcast. And then there's me. So check us out. And of course, always check me out at my Twitter.
Oh, God.
And always check me out on my Twitter, at AH_Pietro.
Also,
check me out.
Me and Peter, once he sends me the fucking footage, are doing some Let's Play stuff. So hopefully that's exciting.
Oh, yeah. You got him.
Piece of shit. All right. And our guest, Gentleman Snark, why don't you plug your shit in?
Alright, so I'm Gentleman Snark. I'm part of the Nerd Ent team. We mainly work on Twitch now. Twitch.tv/Nerd Ent. We play Duel Links, we play League of Legends, we play, what other games do we play? We play like Mario Kart, a whole bunch of stuff like that. So if you're into gaming and you like four idiots that like to talk trash and, be idiotic, then, be sure to follow us on, Twitch. You can also follow us on Twitter to know when we go live and all the other shit. That's at Meetswest, at MEETSWST. Thursday and Friday, I don't know when you'll have this video out, but we also host like tournaments and stuff like that. So with cash prizes. So be sure to check us out and follow us and all that good jazz.
All right, beautiful. Yeah, so make sure to check them out. Link will be in the description below for both channels. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.